Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of management.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello! Wow. Okay. Hello. Good morning. Wow. It is the Brock and Salk Show here on Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, the Seattle Sports app, all the podcast platforms, 97.3, HD2, and YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you're seeing another studio. I don't know why. We'll see if we can get that fixed so that you see our studio. There was something oh, there I am. Hello. Wait, but I'm on the wrong camera. That's okay. We'll find us. I was, I just went to put my headphones on and learned more that this was unplugged. So I was like, I'm not hearing anything. So you know what I did when I didn't hear anything? I turned up the volume, figuring that the volume was on mute. And then I realized that wasn't the case, that it was just that nobody had plugged these headphones in. So I plugged the headphones in, and guess what I'd forgotten to do? Turn back down the volume. So if I can't hear anything out of my left ear for the rest of the day, you'll know why. Good to be with you guys. There are a ton of late-night Mariner texts, as you might imagine. We got schedule stuff coming out today. We got the PGA Championship starting today. Jordan Spieth looking to complete the career Grand Slam once again. I'm sure it's going to get done this time, right? Right? Spieth Legion, right? It's going to happen? No? Okay, well, maybe not. In any event, I'll be looking for it and hoping that it occurs. It was a rough one for the Mariners again last night. Just when you think they're kind of going in the right direction, it turns around, goes the other way. And I'll read some of the late night texts, but I mean, all of them pale in comparison to whatever is going on with Cal. I mean, like, we can argue or not or agree on some of the in-game management, on the decisions, on the sloppiness, on the lack of hitting, on losing to a team like the Astros, which is frustrating. Like, we can argue and talk through all of that. But at the end of the day, none of it really matters all that much. All that really matters is that Cal might be legitimately injured. I mean, the way he left that game, he grabbed at his what are we saying he grabbed at? His side, his oblique, his hip, his groin, his sports hernia area. I don't want to speculate because I don't know what the problem is. They've been very, very careful.
Lower ab/hip area.
All of it. There's something going on, right? He leaves the game, and you can say, well, you know, we're just trying to be precautionary. Fine. You can tell me it's a precaution, but you don't precaution in a tie game in the ninth inning. That's not a precaution. He can't go out there and hit. Cal is one tough dude, man. He is a tough sucker. And we'll talk about this throughout the morning. But my personal opinion this morning is you have to put him on the IL. You've got to let this thing rest. You've got to take the decision out of his hands. He's a tough dude. I mean, he got hit in a very uncomfortable spot the other day. I thought he was going to cry out there. I would have been. And he doesn't even lay down on his back, which every man knows is the best way to deal with that. He's just standing there for a couple of minutes like, yeah, no, I'll be all right. I'm good. Let's go. Tough dude. He'll play through anything for his own sake. Early enough in this year. Bad American League West division around you. Let the guy rest for 2 weeks. Let this thing heal. Because the real fear is it's a sports hernia or something like that. You aggravate it, and now he's going to be done for the year. He's going to have surgery. So I don't want any part of that. If you got to rest Cal for a week, fine. 10 days, fine. But all of the other arguments are day to day. That one is a really, really big deal. Said it last week. I'll keep saying it. Like, what changed with the Mariners last year? Cal became a superstar. Can they succeed without him being quite at superstar level? Sure. But not without him at all. Like, that's part of what this whole thing is based on. So, whatever you've got to do. Whatever you've got to do to make sure Cal is healthy and ready for the long run. And we'll talk about that throughout the morning. Also today.
Late Night Mariners texts.
Oh, man, we got a lot of them. I'm sure late night texts will be very reasonable. Joe and Ref Snyder up in critical spots over better players while guys in the minor leagues are raking. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard some of that before. Guys raking in the minor leagues. Like, yeah, that doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, we've talked through this, that the jump between single A, double A, triple A, like those jumps are all combined, still smaller than the jump between triple A and the big leagues. So to say a guy is raking in the minors, if Connor Joe was in the minors, he'd be raking too. Like that just doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Now, as for whether or not they're the right people, that's a good conversation. You can talk through it. There's a bunch of people here saying it was a tough offseason for Jerry and Justin, and their offseason additions aren't really working out all that well. I mean, like, those are all real questions. But guy raking in the minors, like, yeah, whatever. I've seen that before. Salk, what's the point of pitching to Cole in that situation? Ghost runner on second, winning run. Pitching to him makes no sense. His run means nothing. Why not walk him, put him on first, set yourself up for a potential double play, especially after the wild pitch. Now he's on third. Makes no sense, in my opinion, to pitch to him in that situation as the road team tied in extras, most recent example, but I've often wondered. So I was thinking about that last night. Did you need to pitch to him? Look, there's nobody out, so the double play doesn't help you with a man on third. Maybe you want to do it right off the bat. Maybe there's an argument there. Don't pitch to him with a man on second, nobody out. But once the guy gets to third, I mean, the runner he doesn't matter. The double play doesn't help you. Yeah, I think that they probably are just looking at matchups there. And if he had struck out Cole, they'd probably then walk the next guy, set up the double play, and go from there. But as you've seen in baseball these days, and I've been kind of annoyed about it myself, this is not a Mariners thing. This is a baseball thing. They'll play the infield in that spot. They'll try to cut down the run rather than go for the double play, which I think is bizarre. Salk, what do you call a team that gets beat by a terrible team? The Dodgers? Is that what you call them? I think the Dodgers just lost 2 in a row to the Giants. I don't know. Like that gets beat by a terrible team. What, that they're 5-1 against the Astros, or what? 6-1 against the Astros? Come on. They lost the game. I'm frustrated, but losing to a terrible team doesn't make you a terrible team. And you know that. You're just frustrated. I get it. Now, here's a question that I've asked many times, and I'm right there with this texter. I think this is the height of I don't get it. Didn't get it when Scott did it, and I argued with Scott about it, and he gave me an answer that I've never been fully satisfied by, and I would argue with Dan as well. I don't understand this. Why does Munoz pitch in the 9th and not keep him for the 10th in a tie game on the road? The 10th, by nature, is a much more difficult situation because you have a ghost runner on second. You can't win the game with Munoz in the bottom of the 9th. All you can do is give yourself an opportunity in the 10th. But if you keep him for the 10th, it's either a save situation because you have the lead and an actual chance to win the game, or he needs to get out of the inning without allowing the ghost runner to score. No matter how you slice it, the 10th is a much higher leverage situation. So I tend to agree with this, not because of the save situation deal, because I think you guys know how I feel about saves, but especially last night, right? No Ferrer, you've used Bizzardo, no Brash, no Spire. I mean, you're no Vargas. Your bullpen is in tatters. Who is more equipped to get through a nobody out, man on second situation? Hoppy or Munoz? It's Munoz, right? Like if I don't tell you what the inning is, or who's up, just very simply, one guy gets to come in and start a clean inning. The other guy has to come in with a man on second and nobody out. Who's a better strikeout pitcher? Who's a better pitcher? Who's better equipped for it? It's Munoz, of course. You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it. Why use Munoz? I totally agree. Yeah, he can get you to the 10th, and yeah, it stinks, and you're going to get some grief from people if Hoppy comes in the 9th and blows the game and you never get to see Munoz. I totally get it. But you still got to get through 2 innings at that point. You're going to need to get through that inning and another inning if you want to win the game. Hoppy's going to have to pitch either way. Why not have him pitch with? And I made this argument to Scott. This has driven me crazy since forever. Totally agree with it. I would much rather have my top strikeout pitcher in the game in the 10th when there's a man on second. Listening to the podcast, and I just can't imagine trying to argue with Lyle. The dude has zero capability to see someone else's point. He's like the antithesis of Salk's curiosity. The dude never learned any philosophy. Lyle, you were getting killed yesterday. I'm glad you came into work today.
It's fine.
You got killed yesterday. Killed on the barrel rate. Now you're in a nerd fight with Luke Arkins, which I feel bad. I don't know. I hope you can win that one. That's a battle. That's a huge battle. Then you had Brock was just laying the people's elbow on you last night. He's tossing out Kobe Mayo stats, and your guy Devers, he's sending pictures of Devers' double chin. That wasn't very nice. Crushing you for it. I mean, then you got a bunt that significantly adds to the Astros' chances to win last night. You going to be okay today?
Oh, I think an errant throw added the Astros' chances to win last night.
Of course it did, but why was the errant throw made?
Well, because a bad throw was made.
Well, but it was made off a bunt. Some of the argument for bunting more in today's game of baseball is that you're asking players who aren't good at defending the bunt to defend the bunt. That's part of the argument. So when the error occurs on a bunt, that is a demerit on your case.
I mean, I see a lot of PFP practice throughout the year.
When you're asking a pitcher who's not an infielder to make a play, and you're doing it in some ways on purpose, you are putting the pressure on that pitcher. Look, you know that I'm partially with you on the bunting thing, but you got to take the L when it comes. That's a bit of an L. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping to put pressure on the defense and make them make a mistake. And he did. That's a win for them and a loss for you.
I think Bizzardo should have made that throw.
Of course he should have. But in today's game, you know what? We got to take a break. We'll come back. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
I really want to have the most amazing customer experience. I want people to be excited.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, yeah, it grow fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer. Food in your cart and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
With Mariners Value Games, score tickets starting under $12 on select dates all season, including next week's White Sox series, May 18th through 20th. And the 18th and 19th, you can also take home a Josh Naylor bobblehead. Thanks to Western Washington Toyota dealers. Get your tickets at mariners.com/valuegames.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Ladies and gentlemen, step right up and test your luck for a chance to win up to $10,000 in cash. That's right, folks. Every Saturday in May from 7 p.m. till midnight, there'll be two winners every hour. Pick the lucky rubber ducky and walk away with 10 grand. It's Duck Duck Win. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king. With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge. He wants more, he's got to have more. More bedtime true crime. More podcasts in the shower. Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More. Fast internet speeds. Got the gigs to go big. Bring him the games. Right now. And his royal we. More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, Bryce Miller was good. The Bats really weren't, and that was the story in Houston as the Mariners lost their first game of the season against the Astros. Miller started. He went 5 1/3, but allowed both of his runs in the 6th inning. I was a little bit surprised, to be honest, to see him back in there, especially the way the 5th ended on such a high note.
And the 1-1 on the way to Paredes, and here she comes. Swing and a pop-up. Right in front of home plate. Cal off with a mass. Left side of the plate, and he is there, and he makes the catch. A fly ball in an elevator. Straight up and straight down, and Bryce Miller gets out of a bases-loaded jam. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, he gets Paredes to pop it up to retire the side.
Yeah, given how hard he worked to get out of that and the number of pitches he had thrown, I was surprised. I didn't think we'd see him back for the 6th, but then he comes back out. And I do understand you got a bit of a bullpen shortage still. I was surprised to see him back out there in his first start. And it didn't go all that well. Gives up a run there, gives up a second run after he came out. And yeah, that was kind of your ball game, or at least part of it, right? That allows the tie game. You go ahead, you give it up again. It just a lot of real frustration in that one last night. But the good news was Bryce Miller was healthy. He was throwing hard, and he was very effective.
I thought Bryce threw the ball incredibly well. Really good start for him. And, you know, the velo was there. I thought the split was outstanding. The sweeper slider looked very good. I mean, just a play on defense and just kind of was awkward for him. So, as a precaution, we said let's get you out tonight and we'll assess tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know about just precaution. I don't think you take him out in that moment as a precaution. Maybe you do. But I just, unfortunately, these words don't carry a lot after the last couple of weeks. So I would just say, look, Cal's, he's not hitting. He's clearly in some pain, and it looked like he exacerbated that twice last night. Definitely concerned about his future, and I would absolutely be okay with putting him on the IL to force him to rest so that it doesn't end up, being a surgery situation. Mariners now 21-23, 2 games back. Series finale today at 11:10. Luis Castillo against Mike Burrows.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, schedule comes out later today. We're going to get all the leaks as the NFL likes to turn this into a day-long event, really a week-long event. Last night, we learned the Hawks are going to open up at home against Patriots. I got to tell you, shocked. More shocked than I was to see Bryce Miller in the 6th last night. Why rematch the Super Bowl so quickly? Why put the Patriots and Vrabel on your first broadcast? Why redo a game that really wasn't all that entertaining the first time again right away? Is that something you want twice in a row? I was pretty surprised by all of it. Be interesting to see if much has changed since these two teams did meet in February. Obviously, the Seahawks, a couple of people out the door and a couple others in, but for the most part, still a very similar looking team. Louis Riddick thinks they've gotten better.
But the kicker to me is really what they did in the secondary. I want people to remember this name. Remember the name Bud Clark, their safety that they drafted out of TCU in the 2nd round. This kid who had 15 interceptions in his college career. This dude, him and Devin Witherspoon, Imanwari, are going to be absolute hell on wheels for every offense that tries to put the ball in the air.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, they signed Bud Clark yesterday, so only Jadarian Price is unsigned from this 2026 draft class. Obviously, good news. Clark gets about $7.88 million over 4 years.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
So just for some context, running backs are getting paid. Breece Hall last week in New York. Now Devon Achane gets $16 million a year in Miami. First of all, that's a gigantic number. I can't believe they're paying him that much. But okay, $16 million a year. When Price eventually signs, he's going to get $16 million for 4 years. So that's the difference. And when you see those numbers, the big numbers for Price, or for Hall, the big numbers for Achane, the big numbers for Ken Walker, doesn't it make the Jadarian Price selection make even more sense? I know he hasn't signed yet, but he's only going to get $16 million over 4 years with a 5th-year option. As you see the running back market start to go up, obviously there's some value in a late first-round pick, especially when you consider it was such a position of need. So I would say what we've seen over the last few days makes that look even better. PGA Championship underway. It's still so early, but... yeah, there aren't a lot of big names up there. I'll let you know when there are. We'll get back to it. That's everything you need to know. 15:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. As I said yesterday after the show, I could sit there and just talk to Jeff Passan for an hour. I know it's fun to do it for a half hour. I wish we could do it for a full hour every day or every week. I just really enjoy the conversation. It took us in some interesting places yesterday. Stick around. You'll hear it next on Brock and Salk.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right?
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Okay, team. Huddle up.
Why are you dressed like a hockey player?
Because America's energy security is on thin ice. We're facing an overburdened electric grid, rising fuel costs, and severe weather. But here's your power play. Propane. It's affordable, abundant, safe. Propane is reliable energy, even when the grid isn't. Advantage Propane.
Learn more at propane.com/powerplay.
Hi, Chef John Howie here. For 24 years, my team and I at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar have called Bellevue home. We serve fresh, locally sourced seafood, farm fresh produce and poultry, and great steaks. At Sea Star, we like to say there's something for everyone, from the carnivore to the pescatarian to the vegetarian. Come see for yourself at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. SeaStarRestaurant.com, SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Mariners and Astros this morning in Houston. First pitch, 11:10 a.m. Pregame coming up at 10. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Spring has sprung. Need color to brighten up your yard or privacy trees to keep your neighbors guessing? Now is the time to buy. With hundreds of trees arriving in the nursery daily, Big Trees has the perfect tree for you. Check out our updated inventory list online at bigtreesupply.com or come visit the nursery today.
Seattle, last chance to get in the game. Life Surge is coming May 16th, and this is your shot to be there and meet Russell Wilson with a purchase of a VIP reserve ticket. Plus, hear from an elite lineup, Tim Tebow, Robert Herjavec, Sage Steele, and more. This is your opportunity to be equipped to make kingdom impact in your life and business. If you're ready to level up, this is where you show up. Angel of the Winds Arena, Saturday, May 16th. Get your tickets now at lifesurge.com.
Deep to right field. Going. Goodbye, baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a view that's a real home run, check out right field. Make that the dump yard. Sure, it's a great spot to see our fearless outfielders fly, dive, and slide.
Wow! Victor Robles makes the catch.
But you might get to flash some leather too, because the forecast in the dump yard always calls for rain. Raining big dumper home runs, that is.
Number 60, the magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Don't miss the Mariners' upcoming giveaways. Hello Kitty clear crossbody bags tomorrow, thanks to Starbucks. Salute to Armed Forces Military Cap Saturday, thanks to Boeing. And Josh Naylor's Mariners bobblehead debut, May 18th and 19th. Presented by Western Washington Toyota dealers. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
Shut up, Salk. It's Brock and Salk's weekly chat with ESPN senior baseball writer Jeff Passan.
Man, when you have a talent like him.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
I see this being the beginning of the best run in the history of this franchise.
On Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
All right, a day late, but not a dollar short. Jeff Passan with us this morning. Hi, Jeffrey. Good morning.
Good morning, Michael. I hear you're a little fired up.
Well, I just watched that Imai guy last night. He's awful. That's one of the worst. I just said if I had to watch that every 5 days on my team, I might quit watching baseball. Like, that's just the exact type of pitcher I cannot stand watching. And if he had existed...
You have seen so much bad baseball, and the hill you're dying on is Tatsuya Imai?
Well, he reminds me of a bunch of other pitchers I've watched like that. It's not just him. It's just that, like, nibbling, scared, game sped up, don't watch any of the other, like, can't control the running game, won't throw a strike, looks miserable on the mound. If there wasn't a pitch clock, he would have gone 45 seconds between pitches. Guys like that are just death to me. I can't stand watching them.
What's incredible is how good he was in Japan. And it just goes to show you the transition that Japanese players make coming to the United States, especially the particularly successful ones. And at the top of the list, obviously, Shohei Ohtani. It's kind of incredible. And it gives you a great appreciation when you see a guy who's struggling for those who don't. And it's why, like, the quality of malleability is so important in any professional athlete, but I think particularly one who's trying to make a leap that for a lot of guys, they make look easier than it actually is. And I have a greater appreciation for the Ohtanis and for the Ichiros and for the guys who come over here and look at it like it's the same game. You know, maybe the players are a little bit better, but at the end of the day, I get to control myself. And Imai, I think, his attitude ever since he's come over here has been, this is different, it's uncomfortable, and I don't like discomfort. And it's the kind of attitude you can't have if you're going to wind up being successful.
It is interesting that you can almost kind of divide a lot of, especially the Japanese pitchers, into two categories, because it's not been all the guys like this. You've got the Yu Darvishes and the
Masahiro Tanaka.
Right, I mean, these guys are awesome. And then I would put him in the category, not that Daisuke wasn't good because he had some moments, but he had a lot of the same problems, nibbling and uncomfortable and kind of scared. I think that the guy we had here for a while, the lefty, Yusei Kikuchi, I would put in the same category. Remember at the end, Kikuchi was like, yeah, I don't care if they play me or not. Like, whatever. I'm kind of afraid to go back out there anyway. You're like, what? Like, and there have been others, non-Japanese guys with the same attitude. It's not unique there, but it just isn't. No. I don't know. I just find that style of pitching very hard to watch.
Well, the pitch clock has spoiled us all, right? Yeah. Like we're used to a certain level of pace in the game. And when somebody who has, I don't want to call it old school because the old school is the pace that we have right now. But when somebody comes around and it's more of like a 2010s type of pace where, you're just, for lack of a better term, you're just waiting. And it's not great. It reminds me when I watch a guy like that, Mike, just how far baseball has come since the implementation of the pitch clock.
That's a really good point.
I mean, I don't know that we appreciate just how fundamental a change that was and just how difficult it was to land. Like when you make a change that big in a game, you run the risk of untold unintended consequences. And the idea that, this landed as smoothly as it did and years later is still running with that same level of smoothness. I mean, thank goodness.
Good point.
Jeffrey, how concerned were you that after doing your podcast, Cal went on a 0 for 38 slump?
Tarek Skubal, episode 1,
Oh, God.
surgery. Cal Raleigh, episode 2, 0 for 38. Episode 3, Blue Jays, John Schneider, not off to a great start. And yet we have discussed, is there a curse?
Yeah.
And we have come to the conclusion that Paul Skeens is our saving grace. Because Paul Skeens has been unbelievable, and he was in episode 1 too. So
you just had elbow. You didn't see the news this morning that Rosenthal broke that he's got some loose bodies in his elbow.
Stop it.
Out
That's not true.
Don't, Brock. That's
nice.
really not nice.
No.
Sorry,
You're the nice one of you
I am
two.
the nice one. I'm sorry. That's my.
Sorry, I've infected Brock.
I'm sorry.
You really have.
I've infected him over 17
What sort
years.
of poisonous serum have you injected into him?
No,
at this
I've
point?
been an instigator.
Well,
since
people.
I was a middle
Morris said
child.
that I was fired up and mad about Imai. I'm not. I'm happy. I'm happy.
On the show before, I love watching Brian Wu pitch. I really do. The delivery is so clean, and he's so purposeful with how he goes about what he's trying to do that it's a joy.
Have you talked to him?
Joy.
Have you spent any time around him? Because I'm fascinated by how into mental skills he seems to be. He doesn't always want to talk about it, but he'd probably be you'd be a good person to draw some of that out of him, because he mentions something about the mental part of the game after almost every single start, good or bad.
I just like that he's cognizant of it, right? Because pitching, as much as anything in sports, I think is a mentally taxing exercise. And it was funny because I maybe personally tend to overweight that when I'm looking at difficulty of task and endeavor. And in episode 1 of the podcast, I said to Paul Skeens and Tarek Skubal, I think pitching is the most difficult thing to do in sports. And they laughed at me, and both of them were like, yeah, we would rather pitch than hit. Like, hitting is way harder than pitching. But as I thought about it more, the physical act of hitting, yes, I agree. It is more difficult when you're on the defense. Even though it's the offensive side of the game, you are on the defense from the beginning because the pitcher has the ball. The pitcher has the control. You're reacting. You're not initiating. And yet, to me, pitching is a more mentally difficult exercise because of the necessity to be perfect on just about every throw that you make, and the knowledge that you could throw 99 excellent pitches where you've executed to the highest degree of capability, and all it takes is one of them being a bloop, and then you miss one, and that gets knocked out. And that's 2 runs right there. And it's that ever-present threat of things just going off the rails that, as a pitcher, I find it incredible that they the closest thing I can equate it to is a goalie, either in hockey or soccer. Like, you have to be on all the time because one mistake could be the difference between you winning and losing.
Jeffrey, what's going on in the American League and the American League West in particular?
Well, the American League West and the American League Central are in a battle of suctitude. And right now, I would suggest that the American League West is winning or losing, if you will, just because the Astros stink. The Angels stink. They're 2 of the 5 worst, maybe 2 of the 3 worst teams in baseball right now. Like, they are not good. So it's a 3-team race. And those 3 teams right now are separated by a game and a half. I have not wavered on my pick for the Mariners to win that division. I'm a little squishier.
Jeffrey, he said he was squishy, and then it sounded like he fell into a hole.
Oh,
that sounded bad. He got sucked into a black hole, I think.
Swallowed.
Yeah.
Oh, you want suctitude?
Yeah. Here you go. Suck you up into the galaxy. See you later, Jeffrey. You've been sucked in by the black hole. Bye-bye.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. It's like he went through some sort of a portal.
It's like he was at the dental office when that thing goes in to just suck out the saliva.
That thing?
That thing.
That thing. That's where Jeff is. He got sucked up into that thing, and now we're never going to be able to find him again.
Yeah, he was about ready to pronounce the Mariners. Right?
Yeah.
Is still
all right. We've got Jeff. He's escaped from the black hole.
Sheesh.
Hi, Jeffrey.
You at the dentist?
I'm sorry. I traveled through time. I saw things I shouldn't see, and I'm a little scared now.
Who won the World Series?
I don't know where you lost me, but I was yapping on for quite a bit of time there. And was it? Had I even talked about where my American League rankings are at this point?
You just said that you were stuck with the Mariners, I think is what you were saying.
Yeah, I believe in them still. And I look at the Yankees as being the best team in the American League right now. But if you ask me who's number two, even though their record is under 500, I would say it's still the Mariners. And that's as much to do with the American League as a whole as it is with the Mariners. But I'm waiting for them to get over 500 and go on one of those runs. They just need to be consistent. And these winning streaks they can stretch it to 3 games tonight. They need to stack 2 and 3 and 4 winning streaks and, not contrast those with 2 and 3 and 4 game losing streaks like they've been doing.
Aren't the Rays 15 games above 500? I mean, you kind of ticked off Mariners fans some years ago when you called them spoiled, and you've long been forgiven for that. I mean, if there's a Rays fan out here in the Pacific Northwest, he had to spit his coffee out. The Tampa Bay Rays are 15 games over 500, Passan. You're telling me that they're not a better team and playing better baseball than the Seattle Mariners right now?
They are playing better baseball than the Seattle Mariners right now, but that does not necessarily make them a better team. We are at the quarter pole of the season right now, Brock. I would suggest by the time we are at the 3/4 pole, the Mariners will have a better record than the Rays.
You think the Rays are going to we'll get back to the Rays.
You want a coffee bet on that? You want to put a little coffee bet on that one?
I'd put a coffee bet on that one, sure.
Okay.
Brock, you betting against the Mariners?
No, I just don't.
You're just betting on the Rays. Brock loves the bunting, so he's pretty excited about what the Rays are doing. Lyle hates it. He thinks the Rays will end up burning in hell for bunting.
The conviction, the Rays, they just happened to be on the other night, and I watched almost the whole game against the Red Sox on a Thursday night. I was like, you know what? These guys just play the game like so hard, so attention to detail, maximize everything they've got. And they seem to do it on a nightly basis, and they've seemed to do it under that manager for a long, long time. And there's an appreciation, I guess, professionally, for sure. You don't have all the boppers. Sure, you're not going to hit the home run. Sure, you're not doing it the way everybody else is. But as a data point, Jeffrey, I really am thankful that they are playing the game very differently than many of their peers in baseball.
They have their own brand, and it is an enjoyable brand of baseball to watch because they emphasize defense. They emphasize strike throwing, like especially with the strike throwing. They are very big on getting ahead in the count. And, with a guy like Nick Martinez is not a stuff guy by any means, but he's averaging 6 innings to start this year. He'll give up his hits, but he limits his home runs, he limits his walks, and he lets his defense work behind him. And the way that they know how. And it has been a recipe for success this season.
So we were talking about them yesterday and trying to figure out how one of the most analytically friendly teams out there is playing a game that is part analytical and part antithetical to what we would generally consider to be analytics. And I was trying to teach Lyle about the Red Queen theory and evolving, or not getting left behind. It didn't go well. Don't try that. But it didn't go well. I tried, but I obviously failed. He was not interested in the Red Queen nor really any other queen. But is this the next evolution of the whole idea of Moneyball, of trying to come up with a way of finding value, finding players that nobody else wants because all they can do is bunt and run?
I think that the Rays have been painted incorrectly as an analytical organization. I think what the Rays are is a thoughtful organization. And what I mean by that is that they understand that there are deficiencies that they're always going to have because of their payroll. Like they are the epitome of need to do more with less. Mm-hmm. And when you need to do more with less, you have to be open-minded. You have to be thoughtful. You have to be accepting of the idea that there is no cookie-cutter way to win baseball games, that you can create your own way. And so with a guy like Chandler Simpson, who is maybe going to hit 10 home runs in his Major League Baseball career, like that's just not part of his game. But what is speed and bat control, and bat's a ball. And it's why Chandler Simpson, this season, he's got only, he's got a 314 batting average, but only a 359 slugging percentage. Here's the thing, though. He's been to the plate, 165 or so times. He's striking out less than 10% of them. And, when he gets on first base, he's always a threat to steal and to essentially take that single or that walk and turn it into an extra base hit instantaneously. And so even though the Rays do very much embrace the analytical side of things, they're one of the more scouting-heavy presences out there, because to them, all it's about is information. How do we leverage this information to make our team better? And it doesn't matter if the information is coming from an algorithm or if it's coming from a pair of scouts' eyes. It is still information, it is still useful, and they do a great job of culling through the sea of knowledge that exists in baseball these days and picking out the things that actually work.
Okay, so we get information. Last week we were asking you, what's going to happen when Bryce comes back? What's going to happen with Luis Castillo? We get the data and we get the information that they're going to go at least the first time through with a 6-man rotation and then may do a little piggyback. How did Jeff Passan react to the data and the info?
I'm fine with it. I mean, there are a lot of points that would suggest that Luis Castillo should move to the bullpen, and you let Bryce Miller go, and you've been on a 5-man rotation this whole time. So why would you move guys off of that? Maybe, trying to placate Luis Castillo, you wind up harming the other guys in the rotation. But I also don't think an extra day of rest for, a finite amount of time is necessarily a bad thing. We're getting to that point in the season now where guys' arms are really getting, I'm not going to say conditioned, but we're getting toward like peak arm health right now. And if you can give guys, some extra time for recovery, I generally don't think that that's a bad thing. They also, I think, don't want to make a move before they know what Bryce Miller's stuff is playing like at the big league level. If Bryce Miller comes out tonight and throws 6 innings and gives up 2 hits and walks 1 and punches out 10, all of a sudden the calculus changes. But making a decision that has multiple different paths that can have the kinds of consequences you need to plan for as opposed to react to in the moment, I just don't think you rush to make that decision. This is kicking the can down the road, and I think it's the right thing for them to be doing.
Yeah, it makes sense short term. I mean, I would certainly hope that this isn't a long-term solution. They've already said they're not going to do 6-man forever.
Correct.
How often have you seen the piggyback thing? Because that is, I mean, I know you see it sometimes for like a start, but is that something that you can do for more than like 1 or 2 starts in a row?
I mean, you could. It hasn't been done really consistently at the big league level at this point. Some teams have tried it. It's more of a thing that you see in the minor leagues when teams are trying to get multiple starters to limit their innings there. And so you'll see one guy go 3 or 4 and another guy go 3 or 4 after that. It can be effective. Like, if you can give your bullpen a full day off, they don't get that anymore. Like, guys do not throw complete games. If you see one, mark it with a star, because it's an absolute rarity at this point. And so because of that, if you can have someone who goes 5 innings and somebody else who piggybacks off of him and finishes the final 4, man, what a gift that is to give a bullpen a full day off.
Jeff, if we talked to you on our regular kind of Tuesday schedule yesterday, it would have been Cal Raleigh's 0 for his last 36. I joked about him being on your podcast. What are your eyes seeing? What's the under the hood numbers seeing? You do such a great job with us of looking at numbers and kind of projecting that, hey, this is coming. Hey, have a little patience here. What in the world happened in this 0 for 36 stretch?
I don't know if Cal Raleigh's hurt, but he's playing like someone who is. And you guys know him at this point. He's not going to complain about anything. He he understands how important he is to this team. But at the same time, when you're playing and you're not at 100%, and the swing doesn't feel good, there comes that point where maybe you're doing more harm than good. Now, if last night was a suggestion that something's changing and success is around the corner, then there's really something to be said for grinding through an injury and getting out of it on the good side. But there need to be multiple multi-hit nights for me to get to that point, because he's shown flashes throughout this season. Like, is he doing it? Is he doing it? No. And a lot of it at the end of the day, I think, comes back to swing and miss and to swing decisions. And he has expanded his zone and done so for the worse. And it's all for the right reason. He doesn't want to go through this catastrophically bad streak. He wants it to end. He wants to feel productive. He wants to feel like he's contributing to this team that he carried last season. And there's a burden that comes with that, right? Success is most difficult because it makes people believe that it's always going to be there, and it increases expectations. And sometimes they're just magical years. I don't think anybody reasonably looked at Cal Raleigh and said he's going to hit 60 home runs again. But 35, 40, I think that the Mariners probably would have booked that, and he is way behind at this point, and I think he knows that. So does he want to try and catch up? And in doing so, do you just overexert yourself and get out of your game? It's a matter of balancing that feeling of inadequacy from the lack of production with the understanding that chasing it is only going to make it worse.
Theoretical question, and we probably don't have enough time to really debate it, but I get 2 minutes. Can you play baseball at a high level if you're not particularly competitive?
Yes, absolutely.
Isn't that bizarre?
It is.
Isn't that incredibly strange?
Yeah, but don't you think that's the case for all sports?
No. I don't. I think you got to be pretty competitive to play most sports.
I disagree with you guys on that.
Interesting.
I think there are people who are so immensely talented that they can find success in spite of their lack of competitiveness.
But in baseball, it might not be in spite of, it might be because of. And that's where I think the real difference is.
Well, can you give me an example of the because of? Like, where have you seen success because someone's not competitive?
Well, we're going on from there. If you want to hear the rest of the interview, I recommend the Seattle Sports app as a great way to do that. And yes, the app is redesigned. Yes, there is some hold music that sometimes happens during breaks. I'm not really sure why. But Brock's here. We're going to talk about Cal Raleigh because this is the biggest story you could have with the Mariners right now. And I am concerned, and I do think there's an obvious plan of attack. That is next. Enjoy some hold music. Brock and I will get it going in just a moment on Brock and Salk.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Summer starts at Toyota of Renton and Toyota of Kirkland. Go electric and go smart. The 26BZ with 0% financing for 72 months, plus up to $5,000 in loyalty cash. Or the Prius plug-in hybrid leasing at $399 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Or finance at 1.99% APR. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofRenton.com and ToyotaofKirkland.com. Offers valid through June 1st, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Yay to Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the socksies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today
today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Hey, Brock, you're here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We know this, Shannon. When the weather warms, our baseball team's bats usually get a little hotter. We also know that maybe we've been sitting around and we try to crank things to 100 and our bodies don't quite react. As the weather gets warmer, do you see more folks at IRG?
Absolutely, Brock. You know, you just mentioned it. As the weather warms up, people think they need to get outside, which is great. But sometimes they get outside, they start too fast, too quick, and they don't warm up. They don't stretch. They don't do preparation. If you find yourself in that situation where maybe you overdid it, you're hurt, you got a bruise, a bump, an ache, get a hold of us at IRG PT. We'll do a free injury screening, and we'll give you some guidance, some recommendations to keep you on your path of healthy function, pain-free activity.
How cool is that? A free screening for you and no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit irgpt.com and schedule your appointment today. Over 40 convenient locations. IRG's in your neighborhood. irgpt.com.
A rising blast, left field, grand slam, Rosarena.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com, because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hand.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
Well, this was always the concern. This was always the worry.
What's that, Michael? And good morning to you.
Hi, buddy.
So good to see you.
It is nice to see you. Look, Cal going out of the game last night is a big deal. We can talk about the ups and downs of why they won and lost last night, or more specifically lost. Bryce Miller coming back was great news, honestly, and I thought he looked really good. It was fun to watch him out there. Surprised he went back out for the 6th, but and in fact disappointed he went back out for the 6th. But I understand that you're dealing with a bullpen issue. Okay, fine. Cal can't be hurt.
No.
He can't be injured.
No, and he is such a tough guy. So when you finally see it, right? When you finally see, I don't know, Salk, if there was a time where you finally saw the humanity of one Larry Salk, when you realize that, he wasn't invincible. I don't know, first time you saw your dad cry or your mom get upset, or like some of those moments, you're just like, oh, that's real. That's like vivid. Yeah. And when you see him yesterday just wince and grab for that side.
And then get pinch hit for late. I mean, you can come out and say afterwards that it's a precautionary move, but it feels like a whole lot more than that. And I want to say very specifically, I think they should put Cal on the IL. Take this out of his hands. He is a tough guy. He is like Arnold at the end of the original Terminator, where he just keeps coming, even though you squash everything. You just, I've blown him up. That's okay. He's gonna crawl after me. Like he's got that level of determination. Absolutely. Yep. Although I did think he was going to cry the other day when he got hit in an uncomfortable spot. He had, I think, tears in his eyes, understandably, because that'll fell just Special about anybody. Yep. That really hurts. Yep. He leaves the game in pain. Johnny Pereda pinch hit for in the Rainiers game right around the same time. So you got to imagine that was, hey, get this guy to Houston just in case. They said that they would kind of see where Cal was at today. For me, I don't want to just in case. I don't want to let Cal come in and be like, oh, no, I'm feeling a lot better today. No. The worst case scenario, and I don't know what's wrong with Cal, neither do you. We don't really know, and the Mariners have not been very open about it. Most teams would not be. I'm not criticizing.
And the player doesn't want them to be.
Right, absolutely. So I'm not criticizing. But we don't know. It could be an oblique. It could be an ab.
That almost looked like a hip.
It could be a hip. It could be a groin. It could be a sports hernia. We don't know. I mean, it's somewhere in the side/core/groin region.
Yep.
And so it could be any of those things. I do know that surgery that takes Cal out for the year is obviously the worst case scenario. And if there's any threat of that, you have to let him sit for 10 days at least, especially in the AL West, where even if you go 2-8 during those 10 games, it might not mean anything because the other teams around you are not very good.
Yeah.
So, okay, you go 2-8 without Cal, which, by the way, is like worst. Like, I don't think you would actually go 2-8, but let's say you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what are you, 4 games out, and then you get a healthy Cal Raleigh back?
Were you not thinking when you saw that image of him and they kind of showed those replays, were you not thinking of the words of Jeff Passan yesterday with us? Where he talked very clearly, and I mean, he said it even before this.
I don't know if Cal Raleigh's hurt, but he's playing like someone who is.
Those words?
Yeah, those words. And then he kind of went on further to talk about that line that you walk between when am I helping my team and hurting my team? When am I trying to play through this, but I'm so diminished that I'm actually, it's not beneficial to the team, But then you're like, well, but I call such a great game and I defend so well. And when I'm out there doing that part of it.
And it did factor in as I know they called it a wild pitch, but I would say that that's a ball that Mitch Garver would like back. And it puts a runner on third and essentially loses you the game yesterday. Yeah, I mean, obviously Cal brings a whole lot more, but this is a scary moment.
Yep.
You cannot mess around with this injury. You have to allow it some time to heal.
And he's got to be honest. Like, he's got to genuinely, and not point to the 2 for 40, whatever, 6 or anything not worry about any of that stuff. He's got to be just as Logan Gilbert was last year with his elbow, just as Bryce was with his side.
Too important.
Just as Brian Wu has been, even down the stretch of last. You've got to be transparent, as hard as that is.
And we know it's hard for. I mean, when I asked him in spring training if he could catch 130 game, 120 game, whatever it was again, he was mad at me the next day. He's like, "Why would you ask that?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Well, because it's hard to do as a catcher." He's like, "I can do it. It's fine. Motion's in the lotion." Like, okay, or the lotion's in the motion. Okay, I got it. Fine. I'm sorry. Like, he really, truly believes, I think, that he needs to be able to do it. And I love that about him. Everybody does.
Yeah.
But I think you got to take it out of his hands right now and don't mess around. Don't wait. Don't allow him to get back in there because I would have – look, it could work out. Again, it's not like he couldn't go back in there and be okay, but the risk factor associated with it to me would just not be worth it, especially given the problems in your division.
And that is where you and I just don't have information to know. Is this like a hip pointer? Is this a groin? Is this a core muscle issue where you can do more damage?
But if it's any of those things, even if it's any of those three things, if it's an oblique, sit down. If it's a hip pointer, sit, right? I don't know hip pointers.
You ever had any of those?
No.
Oof. Feels like a knife.
I'm sure.
Stuck right at the...
If there's any potential for this to be a sports hernia, get away from this thing, man. That is surgery, and you're out for months.
Yep.
So I would like them to be very, very careful. He had the wincing incident. Then, just like a couple plays later, he slipped trying to turn the double play, right? And the right foot kind of went out from under him.
Yep.
And that felt like, okay, what are we even doing at this point? I mean, just in the last few days, he's been hit in the, you know where, and then had the hip grab, and then the arm. Like,
what are the different levers they can pull as far as IL stints? 10, 15,
it's just
60?
10. There's 10 and 60.
Okay.
That's it. So, but you don't have to come back after 10.
Correct.
10 just means at least 10.
Yes. Retroactive to last night.
The only reason that you would go to a 60 is to get yourself off of the 40-man roster, which they don't need.
Correct.
And there would be no need to do that unless he was going to have season-ending surgery.
Yep.
There would be no need to put him on the. You put him on the 10-day.
Yeah, I think
IL,
he's got to go on the 10-day.
and that can be 10 days, or it could be 2 weeks, or it can be 3, 4, 5 weeks. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
You can do a rehab assignment, and there's a lot of flexibility.
Yep.
It just means you've got to sit out at least 10 days.
Yep.
Which, gosh, does that ever feel like the right thing to do for
It does,
Cal right
but
now?
man, does it feel like a...
It's a bitter pill? But you want to deal with this all year?
No.
And God forbid you want to deal with him done for the year?
No.
Right, so I'll take the 10 days and figure it out. And then there's, you get back to the rest of yesterday. Right? Lyle had a brutal day. I mentioned it earlier. Lyle,
you all right, buddy?
It's a tough day yesterday.
Lyle, look at me.
I think it's fine.
Luke Arkins is coming after you in a nerd fight for the century, and I love Luke, and I love you. So I say that affectionately, but you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Nerd fight over what a barrel rate is.
That's right.
You've got Brock coming at you with Kobe Mayo stats.
Right.
Brock coming at you with Rafael Devers double chin.
Which I don't know why. Like, you want to go through all your draft profiles that you've gotten wrong over the years?
But you really, like, you were mad and were mad at the Mariners for not getting Devers.
I think I went Zabel
furious.
Price, number one last 2 years. Let's go. Let's go, Lyle. Bring it.
I think the Kobe Mayo one is the one I laugh at more.
Yeah.
Brock just harps on it all the time. That was a top 10 prospect that absolutely lit up every level.
You were going to give your first child.
Kobe
you
Mayo.
were like, have Isaiah.
I'm with Lyle.
Sacrifice him. I'll give whatever my organization for him.
Whatever. Prospects don't always work out. I think Lyle's fine on the Kobe Mayo, but the Devers one.
Oh, yeah.
That one's brutal.
Oh, give up Woo. Give up Miller. Give up Owen.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Give up
You went on an epic, the Mariners shouldn't even exist if they're not going to go after Rafael Devers.
I don't think that's
rant.
what I said either.
It basically is. It's not far off. Your rant on Devers was like, I can't believe the Mariners wouldn't, like, the fact that they're not bringing in Rafael Devers shows they're not trying.
I mean, that was a top 10 hitter in the sport.
And look where he is right now. They look really good on that one. So, and then to cap it all off,
yes, the bunt. 2
of the 4 runs scored by the Astros last night are the direct result of bunting. 2 of the 4.
Yeah.
And both times they put the Mariners defense into an awkward position. The first time Bizzardo airmails the throw to second. The next time Garver has, I don't know if it was a pass ball. I think they called it a wild pitch. I'd be a very harsh ruler and scorekeeper. I would call that a pass ball official score.
Yeah.
But both of those things came on the bunt.
Mm-hmm.
It set up the 2 runs that ended up being the difference in the game. And then you get other problems. I continue to be frustrated with using using Munoz in the 9th instead of the 10th last night. I don't get it. Brock, I said this. I used to have this argument with Scott. I don't get it. Who is more equipped to come in the 10th inning with a runner already on second base and you need strikeouts, Munoz or Hoppe?
Mm-hmm.
Who's better equipped to get through the 9th inning in a clean inning when you get to start fresh? You're going to need to get through both if you want to win the game. You can't win the game with just the 9th. You're going to have to get through 2.
But Dan and Scott are much more the consensus around the league.
I know that. I think it's absurd.
But if we're going to even get to extra innings, we got to make sure. I don't want to leave.
But so what? Like
that weapon on the bench.
But once you get to extras, you're going to have to now use Alex Hoppe with a runner on second. And I understand the argument the other side says, well, what if we score 5 runs? And then, like, okay, there is an argument the other way, but I would prefer to see
Well,
Hoppe
I'd prefer a
do the
little
clean
execution with runners in scoring position. You should have won that game.
No,
you were
please.
1 for 13.
No, please.
You were 1 for 13.
Everybody's 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. That's modern baseball. We'll be right back with everything you need to know next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First down in Kent. Love those guys. Love the whole group of PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of a new deck, then you got to call PCF before the good weather arrives and their schedule gets all filled up. You see, with a new deck, a patio cover, heater, and a fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round, no matter what the weather will bring. And for a limited time, it's pretty cool. 50% off your demolition costs, up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Give them a call. Get a hold of them. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. You know, they designed and built our outdoor living space. Oh, my gosh. And it didn't matter what the weather brought. In fact, I kind of liked being out there under the heaters when it got really nasty outside. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, construction. Take a little time. So get the ball started. Get the ball rolling today. Get project ideas, browse photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Summer starts at Toyota of Renton and Toyota of Kirkland. Adventure in the 26 Tacoma TRD Sport, leasing at $399 a month with $1,000 TFS cash. Earn $3,000 in customer cash on the Tundra, leasing at $469 a month, and the 4Runner at $369 a month. All leases, 36 months, $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofRenton.com and ToyotaofKirkland.com. Offers valid through June 1st, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
This baseball season, Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. John Curley here. Get the price of a new heating and AC system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure, no waiting. Just a few questions and you get a winning personalized price. That's a home run. And if your system is over 12 years old, it could be costing you up to 20% more or could soon fail. Score a personalized price for a new system in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Mariners and Astros this morning in Houston. First pitch, 11:10 a.m. Pregame coming up at 10. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
With Mariners Value Games, score tickets starting under $12 on select dates all season, including next week's White Sox series, May 18th through 20th. And the 18th and 19th, you can also take home a Josh Naylor bobblehead. Thanks to Western Washington Toyota dealers. Get your tickets at mariners.com/valuegames.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, let's start with the good news. Bryce Miller was really good.
Yep.
It was really good to see him back. He was throwing hard. He was throwing well. He got himself out of trouble. He did. Yeah, he's got his little thing going.
He's got a little cocky
Cecily
walk.
was commenting on his ears, which I didn't really understand. I thought he pitched very well and really good just to see him back out there.
I mean, I was excited, but really didn't feel any different. It's get the first one out of the way and try to get on a roll and get on a routine. And it's always fun pitching here, though.
He is so comfortable speaking to the media. It's so funny.
Did you watch the 3-minute vlog that the Mariners put out that I sent you guys?
Yeah.
He is hilarious.
He's hilarious. Yeah.
He is one of those, and I just love guys like him, teammates like him. There's just like a simple beauty. They don't try to be something they're not. And just some of the things they say and then in the very blunt, natural observations are hilarious.
He's a very funny dude.
Yep.
And he's really a good pitcher. And it was great to see him back out there. For the life of me, I can't understand why he's back out there in the 6th inning, though. He gets out of a bases-loaded jam, works really hard.
Yep.
There's a lot of innings or a lot of pitches in the 5th. He's at that point at 75, 80? Take him out of the game.
Yeah, I was.
And then when he gives up the home run to start the next inning, then you really got to take him out of the game. And instead, by the time he comes out, you get a couple runners on, and by the time Criswell gives it up, now you've tied the. I did not think that did not make a lot of sense to me. I know you're short in the pen, but it ended up making you have to use even more of your pen in a more difficult situation. You're asking now, unfortunately, too much of Bizzardo. You're asking too much of Hoppy, and ultimately it does you in last night.
Did you think if they'd have called Naylor safe, they would have overturned it?
Probably not.
I don't think they would have.
Maybe. I think he was out.
I think so too, but it was as
so close
as you could possibly. So whatever the call on the field was,
I think he was out. I think, though, you're probably right. If they called him safe, they probably would have ruled it that way. But unfortunately, they call him out. They confirm the call or at least sustain it. And unfortunately, it's a tough one, but not the worst thing that happened. The worst thing that happened is that Cal had to be pinch hit for late in the game after grabbing at his hip, groin side.
It was, just a play on defense and just kind of was awkward for him. So, as a precaution, we said, let's get you out tonight and we'll assess tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. And we don't have any insider information on this. I think he's going on the 10-day IL. This has got to be one of those, even if he is fighting and screaming and clawing and angry and pissed and all, I'm sorry. That line that Passan said yesterday, that these players walk, and Cal walks, of like, hey, man, I can suck it up and still do this job. And frankly, might still do this job better than Mitch or anybody else on this roster, even as depleted as I am, even going 0 for 36.
Yeah, all of that might be true. It's Johnny Pareda time. Like, I watched him for a week or for a few days a couple weeks ago. I thought he was okay. I'm ready to see a little Johnny Pareda, not because I'm excited to, but because I really do believe Cal needs the time off.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Schedule comes out in full later today. All the leaks are coming in, though, Brock. And the Seahawks are going to open up against the Patriots. I don't get this at all either. Yeah. This one really blows my mind. Oh. Why does the league want to replay that Super Bowl again in the first marquee matchup?
You didn't enjoy it?
I did, but I don't feel like the country thought it was all that interesting, and they want to do it again? Also, they really want to put Vrabel and the Patriots in the spotlight first thing? It is so strange. So strange.
I think the only way you do that is between Vrabel and Rossini's people that this is going to get handled and talked about and talked through.
So he's going to resign?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, here's what Michael Hawley told us earlier this week.
I was just going to say, Brock, you saw the Super Bowl, right? You saw the Super Bowl. Nobody here is trying to see that again. That was an ass kicking. Oh my goodness. But I think it's going to be that.
He ended up being right. Yeah. I was surprised. I really thought it'd be the Bears.
I did too. I think they're just probably putting that one in their back pocket. I think they're probably looking at the volume of it, realizing that, 49ers Rams the next night. It doesn't matter who you put in that, the situation, the banner's going up. It's going to be a madhouse.
It's the Vrabel thing that's weird. It really makes it weird.
Then they must have information.
They must.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, so Seahawks signed rookie Bud Clark yesterday, so Jadarian Price is the only one left. But running backs are getting paid, so this is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So in the last week or two, Breece Hall got money in New York. Now Devon Achane is going to stay in Miami. He gets $16 million per year.
Yes.
So I think it's 4 years, $64 million.
Yeah.
16 per year. Jadarian Price is going to get $16 million, period, for 4 years.
Correct.
So 1/4 the price.
Yep.
Pretty easy math. Plus you get a 5th-year option.
Pun intended?
Huh? Oh, haha. No, pun unintended.
Oh.
So what? I don't know. It just makes it feel very worthwhile, right?
What do you think Ken Walker's thinking of those guys getting that?
I mean, they got more than him. Well, they're better than him. Oh, I mean, they're not the Super Bowl MVP, obviously.
Breece Hall, Achane are better?
Big Breece Hall guy this whole time, Salk?
Huge Breece Hall guy. Here's Tim Hasselbeck on Jadarian Price.
And Jadarian Price, who, wasn't the bell cow back at Notre Dame, I think ends up being that in Seattle week 1.
Okay, so if he's the bell cow back and you're only paying him $4 million a year for the next 4 or 5 years, sign me up, man. Sign me up.
And it's why they gave, I think, Rashid Shaheed $1 million or a couple million more than maybe the budget was for, and just kind of as a game plan and map the whole thing out, and still got money in the kitty to take care of Devin Witherspoon. Would sure love to see that happen before they go to break. They've got, 2-3 more weeks of OTAs and a mandatory camp in early June. Would love to, over the next month, see that one get done and taken care of as well. But this is a value play. This is the value play, and it was the whole decision with Ken Walker. They love Ken Walker. Ken Walker, they were willing to go to $8 million a year. We'll get to $8 million.
These guys are getting 16.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's everything you need. I should add PGA Championship underway. Steven Yeager at 4 under is the leader right now through 9. Bud Cauley at 3 under, a few people at 2 under, and that's about it.
Where are they playing this? Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Aronimink, right?
How do you say it?
Isn't it Aronimink? Aronimink? No, it's Aronimink, right?
Is it?
I believe so.
I don't know. You've been listening to Shane.
But I fall asleep as soon as I start lining. I'm watching, and then I'm out.
Your favorite analyst in the world, Brandel Shandley.
I do like me some Brandel Shandley.
You haven't heard him pronounce it?
No. I don't think I have. Okay. I have the volume on very low as I'm trying to nap to the Golf Channel. I think it's Aronimink, though.
All right,
I don't know. It looks nice. But nobody cares about the PGA Championship. We're only watching to see if Jordan can complete the career Grand Slam, which I'm sure is going to happen this weekend. All right, coming up next, Brock, Sam is I got about 3 answers to this question next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Mike Salk here. You got more than 4,000 people in our area that have all trusted Eastside Weight Loss Clinic because it's a safe way to lose weight. I'm one. You might know some others. It really does work. I can drop 20, 30 pounds or more in less than 8 weeks. It's for men. It's for women. It's for everybody. I did it. You can lose 10 pounds just in the first week. How about that? How nice would that be? You eat healthy, fresh food. It all tastes good. You buy it all at the grocery store. So there's no costly recurring monthly payments for injections or pills. And then you're reading about all the scary side effects. No. It's a doctor-developed plan. It's safe. It works. It is as simple as that. You might spend 15 minutes doing, anything, sitting in traffic today. Instead, spend that time scheduling your consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com because the only thing you really have to lose is the weight itself. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Frank Lumber, the door store, has some exciting news. After 6 long years, our Marysville store will be reopening this Memorial Day, May 25th. Our regular hours will be Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th, we will be celebrating our grand reopening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by for a hot dog and pop and see the thousands of doors and discounted specials. Visit us this Memorial Day at Frank Lumber in Marysville on Cedar Avenue. We'll see you there.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Sam Darnold is number 10 in the league, according to Colin Cowherd, and it'll be list season eventually, Brock. We're nearly there. I know everyone can't wait for list season in the NFL, but it'll be interesting, obviously, to see where Sam falls on all of these lists as we go through it eventually. And my guess is that's going to be around the right spot for him. It's going to be right either just inside of or just outside of the top 10. And he was number 10 on Colin's list. And I don't know, I'm looking through it. I don't know how many people here, maybe one or two I could maybe argue he should be in front of. I think I could look at this and say 8. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Hard to put him ahead, I think, of any of those 7.
Caleb, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I think Colin framed it, right, contextually as far as momentum, durability. So it's just kind of looking at it both short and a little long term, because there's in no world that Matthew Stafford should not be number 1 on that list. He's number 1. He was the MVP of the league. You and I watched him twice in person. He's not a human being. He's a cyborg.
I guess there's someone like, who would you rather have? I'd rather have Josh Allen.
Over the long term, I guess. For this season, I'd rather have Matt Stafford.
But who would you rather have on your team? I'd rather have Josh Allen. Injury risk with Stafford, it's not even close. Not even close for me. But okay, for whatever. So those 7, Drake May and Jared Goff, maybe a little iffy. Here's what he said about Sam at number 10.
And number 10, 35-10 in his last 45 starts. Sam Darnold, highest win percentage by any quarterback last 2 years in the league. Big, athletic, risk-taking, no turnovers when it mattered in the playoffs. Still 28, 5 different teams, one a disaster. But if you go, remember he was benched in Carolina, came back, went 4-2. If you take his career starting then, winningest quarterback in the NFL with the second highest passer rating.
It's pretty crazy. When you say it like that, 10 feels a little low.
Drake May?
Well, plus I guess the idea is Drake May made a Super Bowl at an early point. Like, that's got to be the argument, right? He took a mediocre team all the way to the Super Bowl, and, look what's going to happen from here. Goff one is tough, although I do think they're going to have a good year. But the Goff one, I don't know how I could put Jared Goff ahead of Darnold.
Yep.
But
you'd have a few that were outside of his 10 ahead of those guys. You would have Jalen Hurts ahead of him.
I don't know that I could do that right now. Oh, really? I do love me some Jalen Hurts.
You do love Jalen Hurts,
but I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do that right now.
Baker Mayfield.
No, I'm not coming off the Super Bowl. I mean, I do like those guys, and I would probably.
I'm not even talking Sam. I'm talking Jared Goff and Drake May.
ahead of May, maybe. I don't know about ahead of. I don't know.
Okay.
They'd be in the same range. Like all of those guys, I think, are on the same range. One of the things that Darnold brings is obviously he's not getting paid $50 to $60 million a year, which allows you to build some of that stuff around him. And we talked through that yesterday. And Dan Orlovsky brought it up to Pat McAfee.
Do you think that there's NFL general managers? Honest question here, because the quarterback value or the quarterback annual contract is very high. We know that. Like there's quarterbacks, a lot of them, I don't know how many, making 50 north of 50. I know the cap keeps growing, but we just watched Seattle with a quarterback that makes $30 million that allowed more money to go to the roster, not rookie quarterback value, but a mid quarterback value.
Baker,
allowed it to go to the roster.
Tom.
Yeah, like I wonder if there's general managers sitting there going, I actually, unless I have a Patrick or a Josh, and there's only 4 of them, I'm not going to pay them. I'd rather pay a guy that I think is in that mid-tier range, 30. They're interchangeable parts to me, and I'll build up the roster around. I think that's a better Super Bowl recipe.
Basically, what I think he's asking there is, will the assorted general managers and coaches and decision makers and owners in the league, will they be able to restrain themselves from paying mid-tier quarterbacks top-tier money?
Tua Tagovailoa, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, guys that have flashed big-time ceilings, guys that have taken teams to their organization to the playoffs.
Or the Super Bowl in Brock Purdy's case.
That's right. Can you really have the wherewithal and the strength, and really what it is the guts and the risk, to just say, that's fine, that's great, but we'll let him walk. Jared Goff took the Rams to the Super Bowl in Les Snead, and Sean McVay knew, there's more we can do.
Yeah, the argument has to look like this. So let's lay out the scenario, okay? It's a year or so from now, and you're trying to figure out what to do with, in this case, Sam Darnold. He's making $30 million a year. You think he's being appropriately paid, but the cap goes up, this, that, and the other. He wants 38, or you want to pay him 38. You think 38 is about the right number. Right? That's just adjusting for inflation and cap, and you're willing to give him a little raise because obviously he's exceeded what you thought, but you're not going to 50, 60 million. You think 38, 40.
Mm-hmm.
If his agent comes back and says, well, he's won a Super Bowl and he lists everything that Cowherd just said, we want 50.
That's right.
We don't need 60, but we want 50.
Yep. What
do you do?
Yeah.
Do you say, well, I can't lose this guy, so I got to give him 50 because I can't have that? Or do you say, go ahead, test the market. Mm-hmm. If somebody else wants to give you 50, God love them, because I don't think we can win with you at 50. We need to win with you under 40. We need that $10 to $12 million to be able to put enough around you to have us win. Can you hold firm and do that? And do you think that other GMs will do that? Or will somebody say, whatever, I'll try it. I've got cap space to spare. Let's go.
Well, we talked yesterday about precedent and process and the way that the Seahawks go about this. I would say that John was pretty forward-thinking some years ago with Pete Carroll, because the precedent was you never, ever let your franchise quarterback walk. You don't trade a franchise quarterback. Russell Wilson's taken you to multiple Super Bowls. He's not 40. He's not totally over the hill yet. And everything that he has done for you and everything that he is, you can't trade a franchise. That would have been insane in the 2000s, Salk. And then, we started to see this change a little bit, and others were willing to move, and maybe Kirk Cousins went a different place, and other guys, ended up different areas. Peyton went to Denver. There have been some other outliers, but that was a really bold break the ceiling.
Yeah.
No, we're done. And we think his best ball is behind him, and we're going to go get 2 firsts, and we're going to, see what.
The question is, I think what you're saying is, if you've truly got one of those quarterbacks, you can't let him go. If you've got.
And to Dan's point, what has truly got one of those? How many on planet Earth truly
he said
are,
4,
quote unquote, one of those?
Yeah, there's only a few.
Yeah.
So that if you've got someone in the next tier, and it's not an insult to Sam Darnold to put him in the next tier or 2, he's just not in that, oh my God, you can win with him even at $50 to $60 million, because he's just so otherworldly talented and does so many things to help your franchise. He's great, but he's not that. So, okay, you have to be able to hold firm and say, we're not going to pay you. Yeah, this whole idea of the players, and it really it leads to this bigger conversation about players versus scheme, about talent versus coaching, and all of that. Do you follow NFL philosophy?
Yeah,
you follow that guy?
Yeah,
I like him. He's out of Tampa. He seems like a pretty.
There's a lot of film breakdowns too, right?
No,
or is that a different guy?
It's a different guy,
okay,
but
right.
I think used to work in a front office, and he's kind of been. I don't know. He's just. I find him to be an entertaining.
He's thought-provoking.
Yes, he is. And so he was commenting yesterday on the Cowboys going with a lot of depth at edge rusher instead of the top tier guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, my hot take, edge rusher is one of those positions where it's better to have one great one than four solid ones. The idea of rotational pass rushers is cute, but the reality is that they aren't game changers in rushing, and therefore they default to being role players. And I don't really agree. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. I was thinking about it, and I wrote him back and said, hey, interesting argument, because I don't know that I think it's stupid. I don't know. How would you categorize the Seahawks last season? Lots of high-end talent, but is anyone there a dominant pass rusher? Leonard's a force inside, but they don't have a dominant pass rusher. They don't have a Micah Parsons. They don't have a
that list is probably the same. Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt.
Right.
Micah Parsons is probably
guys.
4 or 5 on the planet like that.
And I don't even know if they've got quite the very next tier right below that. It's probably a tier below that, and they've got a lot of those guys. And his response is, well, scheme matters. Mike is a master of getting free rushers or one-on-ones in advantageous matchups, but there aren't many of Mike in the league who can do it to that degree. Maybe 3, 5 at the most. So, okay, so now I'm kind of twisting and turning on this whole thing. Yep. And it ultimately led me back to this other sound I saw yesterday, thanks to our friend Dov Kleiman, which was Bill Belichick, our good buddy, on Sirius, who was, I think, being asked about whether or not he would want the trophy named from the Lombardi Trophy, whether they should rename it the Belichick.
You can't win games without good players. I don't care who the coach is. It's impossible. You can't win without good players. I found out when I had Taylor and Banks and Harry Carson, Pepper Johnson, Jim Burt, Everson Walls, all those guys of the
Myron
Giants.
Guyton.
Same thing, when we got good at Cleveland and then at New England. I mean, it's Brady, it's McGinnis, it's Vrabel, it's Brewski, it's Corey Dillon, it's Randy Moss, Troy Brown, Lawyer Malloy, Ty Law, Rodney Harrison. Those are the guys that won the games. Man, I didn't make any tackles. I didn't make any kicks. That was Vinatieri that made that kick in 4 inches of snow. You got to have good players. And as a coach, you want to give your players a chance to win. You want to put them in a position where if they go out there and play well, they'll have a chance to win. That's what Coach Parcells taught me is there's always a way to win. You just got to figure out what it is, and you have to give the players a chance.
He then went on to say they should name the trophy after Brady. He's like, guys won 7 of them. Name it after Brady. So I've been kind of going back and forth. I love these arguments, and I don't know that there's a right or wrong answer because both things are so important. But I don't know, good sound.
Well, it is, and I would say that John Schneider, if he were here, and Mike McDonald and the rest of the group would say and reiterate what their players say, and that is they are all similar message, Salk. It's 70 strong. They would say it's 70 strong. It's not about paying Josh Allen $60 million or Patrick Mahomes. And, oh, by the way, you can look at Mahomes' numbers after getting paid and less of a supporting cast around him. No more Tyreek Hill in his prime and all the weaponry he had that brought him to life and that offense to life. Been very, very normal the last 2, 3, 4 years as far as his statistics go. Josh Allen has not been able to get over the hump. It's all on Josh Allen. And no player, and that maybe is the one similarity to baseball that, hey, man, when I grip it tight and it's all about me and I got to get it done. Like, no, you actually play worse. You turn it over 5 times in Denver to lose a game when there was no Burrow or Mahomes this year in the AFC to go through. So I think that there's pretty strong evidence, and I would tend to kind of lean that way. And it really is what Bill and Tom did. Why they have all those great players? Because Tom took less. Because he realized, what he is and what he isn't. And what he is the greatest to ever do it, because I think he also realized what he isn't. And it can't be all about me. And, yeah, I think that the more you can – any business, the more you can do that to make it about others and to have more talent in the building, that's a pretty good recipe.
I think the other thing that comes out of this is you might still be able to do it, though, with Josh Allen. You might still be able to do it with Lamar Jackson. You haven't yet, but you might be able to. You could do it with Patrick Mahomes. They did. I mean, they paid Patrick and still managed to win Super Bowls after that.
But they were at their best when he was on his rookie deal
Sure,
for 4 years.
Of course, they were at their best. But what was the alternative there was don't have him. Well, okay, well, you got to have Pat. They're better off paying Patrick Mahomes big money.
And he took, by the way, a pretty team-friendly 10-year deal that they've been
where this really gets dicey for me is when you start paying the Kyler Murrays of the world.
Oh, yeah, doesn't
gigantic
work.
money.
Doesn't work.
That's where you're really in trouble.
Go look at all of them.
And I'm not putting Sam in that category, but I'm not putting him in the you can pay him $60 million a year category either. Nope. Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Ewart tackles 3 football questions as only he can. Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
All right, 3 good football questions, Brock. We mentioned the top 10 list that Cowherd dropped, and that's the first of many, as I'm sure you know. What jumped out other than Darnold at number 10?
Yeah, I just have a hard time not having Matthew Stafford number 1 on any list coming off of last season. I think he is even at a level mentally, and this is really an anecdote. You know, I'm going to share later with some business folks, and I'm looking forward to this. And I've done a little bit more prep and reading and everything else. And I talk about stories stick. And this is an anecdote that I think now I can share. Chris Peterson wouldn't love me doing this, but Chris does a lot of work for a lot of teams and a lot of coaches. He is a mentor. He's a coach to coaches right now. And I remember he was in town, and when the Rams came to town, he does some stuff with those guys. And I remember sitting down lunch with him and Damon. He's like, you just won't believe Matthew Stafford. You just can't even imagine how that guy processes. And Chris has been around great quarterbacks. Kellen Moore was the next level processor in college football, and like he's had many others before and since then. And he's like, Stafford's just stupid, man. It's just his brain is dumb. And then Salk, you and I and Damon sat up in our suite, and we watched throws, and you looked at me and Damon, and we're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like there's no other human being that can make that
But
throw.
Josh Allen does a whole bunch of things that he doesn't do.
He does.
I haven't seen Matthew Stafford run around and do some of the things with his legs that Josh Allen does.
No.
And the combination with the arm. And
Josh is mega talented, but has never put it together.
But he's also, 12 years younger, too? Like, I don't know.
I don't think he's that. No.
10 years younger?
Is it?
Probably.
I don't know. Josh's been around a little while. Like, last year was a bummer.
Stafford's been around for like 20 years.
I think Stafford's 38. I think he's about 38. But last year was like the one for me, because I've always been on this Josh Allen train. And his talents and his gifts are amazing. Last year was the one that kind of got me. Last year's like, come on now.
Yeah, he should have won last year. There's no doubt.
Yeah, like you gotta win. And you got to go to Denver. And if you don't turn it over 5 times and throw picks and fumble before half and do all the things that crippled your team. If Sam Darnold put out that performance, Salk, that guy put out in the AFC divisional round, dude, he'd be murdered. He'd be massacred. You're done. You can't play. You just turn over faucet. Josh, that was disappointing last year, and I'd have to put Matt Stafford number 1 with the bullet. What are their ages?
He's 29.
Yeah.
Soon to be 30.
Yep.
Stafford is 38.
Yeah. So 8, 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not nothing. That's pretty significant. All right, question number 2. Speaking of quarterbacks, Brock, Pittsburgh in the 3rd round picked Drew Aller out of Penn State, right?
Yes.
And it was only, 27 years ago?
Speaking of years, yeah.
1999, the Seahawks took a young 3rd round pick out of the University of Washington named Brock Ewart.
Yes.
Those two have anything in common?
They do. They tried to deconstruct and reconstruct in a good way, because my fundamentals fell apart my last couple years, and especially my last year at Washington. And I don't think it's coincidence, because Mike McCarthy, the head coach in Pittsburgh, learned from Mike Holmgren, who learned from Bill Walsh. And Mike McCarthy, you can ask Matt Hasselbeck about QB school back in the day. You want to know why Mark Brunell and Matt Hasselbeck and obviously Brett and those guys, Ty Detmer, had NFL careers? Many of them will go, bro, the development we did with Mike McCarthy in Green Bay in those years was next level stuff. Before all these QB gurus and all these biomechanics and all these guys that have come about in that cottage industry in the last 20 years, you know who was there before it? Mike McCarthy. So I'm watching the video of him taking apart Drew Aller's fundamentals because Drew was one of these. I did pay some of his games, and I went back and watched his high school tape. This is not an exaggeration. Drew Aller in high school took a shotgun snap at 9 yards. They were 5 spread the whole game, and he did nothing but throw lasers all over the field. I was like, this is fun. He's kind of in punt formation. He's not even like in a pocket. He's never under center, any of that stuff. Penn State, there was some highs and some lows, but he's one of these real, like, got into all the QB gurus, and I'll be fascinated to watch that. This is one I got to watch on because there is some upside there. There is some talent there, and they are going to try
earlier,
to.
He was supposed to be a first-round pick, right?
He's supposed to be a top 10 pick. We'll ask DJ about it here in about a half hour, but he will be one in this day and age if he buys into the development and really deconstructs himself and gets his fundamentals right. There's some real clay to mold.
But fortunately, he'll get to wait behind Aaron Rodgers for a year. How great will that be for his development?
Are you sure? Aaron hasn't.
I know. Question number 3. Aaron will be there. Of course he will. Can't help it. Super Bowl rematch, Brock. Yep. Week 1. Is there anything to think that this will go differently than it did in February?
Yeah, so I was looking at some numbers yesterday. Someone tweeted this out. Oh, I got lots of things out. Look at Devers' triple chin. Wow. Here is the Seahawks defense in the Super Bowl. 3 turnovers, 6 sacks, the 1 touchdown allowed. Those are the obvious. How about this? They allowed negative 0.329 expected EPA per play. Kind of expected negative. That is the 3rd best Super Bowl defensive performance over the last 20 years. So even better than the Legion of Boom did against Peyton Manning and when he should have gone,
Should have gone. I was thinking of telling you.
I don't know about silent. Shouldn't have gone silent. Maybe on the opener.
Silent,
even better than that one. And I'll tell you what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to figure out how did the Seahawks have our number the way they did. Play that Devin Witherspoon sound, more of the sound Hound found it, of course. This was Spoon, you remember, after that game, and we had some conversation about this. Cut 17.
Cut 17. Sorry, we had a lot of cuts
Cut
here.
17.
I got it.
No, I tried to give
Going to attack us, so you talking about, I kind of knew what was going on. We had a good tell on what they like to do and how they like to play and how they was going to attack us, so you talking about a coach who put us in the best position to win. That's our coach right there, and that's why we stand beside him, and that's why we always going to have his back.
But you're taking one of the best corners on the field, and you want to keep them in coverage, but you're one of the best blitzers today. Why was that?
We had a tell on their guards and their tackles, how they like to set. If they're going to overset on certain rushes, and they're going to fall for certain moves. And you talking about a group of guys who got after them today, I think we did that.
Yeah, I think you did too, Spoon. I think the numbers back all that up. That conversation landed in New England. There's no question about it. What do you mean they had us? What do you mean they had some of our protections and some of our keys, and what did all that look like? And I think there will be.
I'm sure their head coach is going to be working feverishly to get all that fixed.
He was doing it in Utah. Okay.
Is that what he was doing during therapy, during his day of therapy?
Yes, a single day.
That is today's Blue 88. He did have the 1 day of therapy, so.
You think you still kind of have the belief that he's not going to survive this, huh?
It seems, I mean, at this point, obviously, it's seeming more and more likely that he will, just as time goes on.
Yep.
So I'm, questioning my hypothesis there, but it's weird,
it's weird,
and it's going to get a lot weirder. And as Holly said the other day, Michael Holly, when he was with us, we haven't even heard from Rossini. And she's, she could absolutely be waiting for the day before the opening.
What if she just
game.
goes into darkness and is like, you know what? I screwed up. I'm going to rebuild my marriage, and I'm not going to do this job again. I'm not going to have to speak.
Nope. Don't buy it.
Not buying it?
Absolutely no.
Okay.
Not after the staged photographs on Mother's Day and all that. No, I don't believe that's who she is at all.
All right.
0.0% chance for me on that. No, she'll speak at some point. She'll make this a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's smart, she'll do it at the most difficult time. There is a part of me, I could go full conspiracy theory of behind the scenes, the league putting pressure on the Patriots saying, hey, either you fire him, he resigns, or we're going to make you do this on day one. You're going to start.
You think they put out tonight that it's going to be the season opener, it's going to be the buildup, it's going to be Hard Knocks, it's going to be all the conversation if the league does not know where this is going?
I know.
They know where this is going.
So then he's probably going to resign.
No
right?
chance. No, I don't think.
You think they want to? They do like drama. I will say that. Hey, you want to watch and see Mike Vrabel? There is that element. The league does not seem to care whether bad publicity is out. Just any publicity.
Yep.
That's a good point.
You know who else loves drama? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
The here's the thing, guys. Love
God,
it.
Brock,
Gals
that's
love
that's the
drama.
best point you've made in a
So
while.
I'm brilliant.
I'm just thinking about
Don't know
that's a
when you're
really
gonna-
good point. That's a really, really good point you just made. The league will be like, oh, you want to watch Mike Vrabel?
Yeah.
We got him for you.
Yes.
First time ever. Yeah. You know what? You're right.
Thanks, buddy.
And when you're right, you're right.
All right.
And you, sir, you're always right.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right?
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Hey, you mind keeping it down up there, please?
KeyBank will meet you in that I need new neighbors moment.
Rick, it's your mortgage loan officer, Beth. I was in the neighborhood and wanted to let you know your home loan application's been approved.
Beth, you're always there for me, and not a moment too soon.
Are your neighbors bowling with grand pianos again?
And apparently raising livestock?
Ugh.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 399797.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. If you're building decks in Puget Sound this season, you need materials you can trust and a supplier who delivers. Par Lumber carries premium TimberTech and Trex composite and PVC decking, railing, and lighting, as well as pavers and fencing materials contractors depend on. With reliable job site delivery, we keep your projects moving so you can keep building. All the best outdoor living products are at Par. Visit par.com to learn more. Par, where the builders go.
Still planning your summer vacation? Tired of airports and long drives? Anacortes Yacht Charters has a better option. Cruise the San Juan Islands aboard a fully equipped yacht. Take the helm of a bareboat charter or hire a skipper to explore on your terms. Quiet coves, lively harbors, no schedules. Just a tide guide and a sense of adventure. With a fleet of 50 powerboats and sailboats, AYC has options for groups large and small, from beginner to old salt. Start your San Juan adventure at ayc.com/KIRO.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done inside and out at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Michelle Smallman here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, breaking news that's not really breaking news. Mariner lineup out, Cal Raleigh not in it. Doesn't mean anything, though. He probably wasn't going to be in the lineup today anyway. Day game after a night game, you were probably going to see Garver. If you had seen Pareda in the lineup, then you would know that they had made some sort of a roster move. As of yet, nothing. We will wait to hear where all
is
of
Brendan
that
Donovan
goes.
in the lineup today?
Yes, he is.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a scheduled day off for him yesterday, so no real concern. And obviously, he was able to pinch in late.
Yeah.
Yes, 417. That was a Spaceball reference. Yes, 808. It was. And that what a perfect lead in to Here's the Thing.
Brock Heward doesn't just hate one kid.
I am so disappointed in Michael Salk.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're mindless. Love you, bye.
It's time for Brock and Salk's Here's the Thing.
Okay, here's the thing.
All right, let's see what the people have for us today, Brock. Starting off with Joe in Boise, Idaho.
This is Joe in Boise. Here's the thing. The topic came up last week of names of different groups of animals, and I'd like to add a few more.
Okay.
A skulk of foxes, a sleuth of bears, a flamboyance of flamingos, a mob of kangaroos, a shiver of sharks, and my favorite, a consortium of octopuses. A group of moras is called an arachnodactylium.
Oh, see, that was not nice right at the end. Man. That seemed like it was just going to be educational, and then it turned out to just be a hit piece.
What is a group of rhinos called?
A charge or something?
Crash.
A crash, yeah.
Because they're as blind as you and me are.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Seahawks D-line.
What with a consortium of octopuses?
It's pretty good.
It is. I'll have to tell Gertie about that. She loves playing with her octopus.
Does she?
Every
They're a very
night.
smart animal.
Gertie's?
Octopi.
Yeah.
Grandma Peg's trying to get, I think I'm going to hang with him tonight. We're going to watch some Netflix movie with Sally Field about this octopus.
Oh, yeah?
Brilliant, yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you know how it goes.
We're going to go see the Sheep Detective movie. Talk about smart animals.
Oh, yeah.
Those sheeps are pretty
real
brilliant.
smart.
Here's Jared.
Here's the thing. I am so on board with Mike Salk and the things that he doesn't care about. Like the NBA, yawn. World Cup, yawn. NFL schedule release, triple yawn. Oh my God, who cares about any of those things? Blah.
Oh, you're wrong on that last one. Salk very much cares.
I care a little bit about the schedule.
It plans out his entire fall
My
and
whole fall
winter.
winter is based on what happens later today.
Come on, Jared.
We already know when we will and won't be going away on vacation.
I did see those World Cup ticket prices starting to come down.
Oh, yeah?
Down. Yes.
See, I think really the real fans, Brock, know that you got to wait for like a good matchup against the U.S. Greek Americans in a CONCACAF action, and you don't overpay for the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's for the hangers on, the Johnny-come-latelys. Here's Dale.
So here's the thing. Dale in Moses Lake. Salk, when are we going to start doing Lyle Learns Things again?
Seriously.
I loved listening to segments where Lyle had to learn about 90s music and 90s movies. So we need to educate our young lad on the classics that are 90s music, 90s movies, and 90s TV.
Yeah.
Please bring that segment back this summer. I am begging you.
All right,
Your
I can't keep
fans and
listening
your
to this,
listeners
so you
will
keep- Is it
love
windy?
to send in.
No, he's got his thumb on the microphone button.
It sounded like really windy.
How about bring back Dale learns how to use the phone?
All right, calm down.
God, man.
You're so patient with the listeners.
You could ask Lyle to watch something this weekend. Listen to something this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm done with Lyle. He doesn't want to learn anything. He's made it clear.
I really don't.
He does. See, he doesn't want to learn. We're done. We're done trying to teach Lyle. The Red Queen was the last bastion of hope.
Here's the thing. It's Dommy Cans and the Grand Salams. 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 Ciao, boys.
Ciao.
Sam, number one Dom Canzone fan.
Yeah, grazie.
Everyone needs one.
Grazie, prego.
Here's the thing, Lyle, maybe put your phone down for a minute. Saw you in Leavenworth this weekend.
What?
Was going to say hi, but you couldn't look up. And then you had the audacity to walk right into my dad and not even notice.
What?
True, Lyle?
According to him, you could have just said, hey.
Were you in Leavenworth?
For a couple days with my friends, yeah. Again, you can just say, hey. Like, I don't care if I'm on my phone.
How the plot
Lyle,
twists.
We sit here for hours, and in all of these breaks together, we'll ask you things like, hey, anything going on? Anything new? You never told. Why wouldn't you say, yeah, going to Leavenworth with the friends, or just got back from Leavenworth with my friends? Something interesting happened.
Why don't you share your life with us? We share our life with you.
How did we not know you were in Leavenworth?
Wasn't for that long.
So what? Even if it was for a night.
I don't know.
Apples, cherries.
What were you guys doing there?
Just hanging out for the most part. Somebody has a house there.
All right.
Somebody.
One of your friends?
Yeah.
Okay. It was a nice house?
It's nice.
Did anything interesting happen to you while you were there?
Not really.
Did you guys play cards?
I don't think so.
Did you go to that little bar that's in like the old post office?
Maybe.
Okay.
I think Lyle's done with you too.
Yeah, apparently.
Let's just move along.
Here's Max.
So here's the thing. We moved to the Kansas City area about 2 years ago, and we're big Mariners fans, but we've never been to a baseball game before. The Mariners will be here in town in the end of May, and I want to take my son to his first baseball game. So I need some advice. Where do we sit? What do we eat? Do we bring a glove? What day do we go? Do we do a day game or a night game? Just looking for any suggestions. Thanks.
I need kind of one piece of data. How old are the kids?
I'm not helping with that.
Salk.
I'm not helping you with that.
What? It's a nice Midwest guy, Kansas City.
I just don't want to help with that. Like, those are things you should be able to figure out on your own.
Lyle, do you have a recommendation? Like at least where they should sit or day or night game?
I mean, that
You should
area,
sit in the Diamond Club. Spend $1 gazillion on the seat. Like
in Kansas City.
Oh.
No, he moved here from
No, he
Kansas
moved
City.
here.
They're
He's
asking
talking
for
about a game
T-Mobile
here.
advice.
Yeah, sit in the Diamond Club. Okay. I don't know what your budget is. If you don't have much of a budget, sit at the 300 level. This is pretty easy.
Ugh.
Feisty.
Well, that's a dumb question.
That first base area on the 300 level is pretty cool. If you want to get a cheaper ticket, I mean, you get to see the whole city from up there.
That is true.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Good point, Lyle.
I would say try the barbecue that we loved.
Yep.
What was that called?
I don't remember.
Something smoke. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with you? And if you're on a budget, they have the $5 value menu that has a lot of options.
That's right. See?
Man, have fun with your kids. Sorry, Salk's a downer.
No, I think you should have a great time. I just don't feel like it's my job to tell you where to go. I'm just joking, man. I'm just playing into this today. Here's Josh.
Here's the thing. This is Josh and Burien. I just calling to say thanks for all the conversation about the difficulty for women in sports journalism with G and with Stacy last week. that was really impactful, especially as the father of a daughter who's 6 years old and tells me she's going to be the first female Major League Baseball player. Nice. It's just awesome to have so much female representation in the sports journalism landscape in Seattle. Nice. And obviously Stacy and Maura were mentioned last week. And Maura, I used to just tune into the John Clayton Show just to hear your takes. But also I wanted to bring up Jen Mueller, who's always been amazing. It's sad that she's not with the Mariners anymore and just with the Seahawks, but she's amazing. Angie Mentic, who's just a warrior and a hero. And then at the pinnacle for me is Shannon Drayer, who really has a Dave Niehaus-like mystique in my heart and my life, and definitely been a voice of our summers. So grateful for all the women in journalism.
Well, I'll tell you what, Josh.
Why don't you rip him like the other two callers?
Yeah, Josh, nice take. Those women are all
Kissing up
terrible.
to all these women.
They're awful. None of them are talented. They don't know anything. If you like Shannon Drayer, she can be on with us in about an hour or so. She can be on at 9:30.
We need to clip that for Shannon.
Yes, we do.
Dave Niehaus like mystique.
That's pretty good.
Like it.
God, I got 2 more I got to get through. Here's Zach.
Here's the thing. Hinder might be coming to Snoqualmie Casino, but guess what? They're coming to Brock and Salk in the morning first, all right? It's really good to hear Seattle sports. Yes, 710, it sounds so sweet. Coming from the lips of my Salky. Hearing Brock talk, it makes my week. Go Hawks.
Oh, Zach can sing. Wow. That was pretty good.
I forgot about that song.
First, I thought he said Tinder is coming.
No, Hinder.
Oh, okay.
Hinder.
Interesting.
Hinder. We'll finish off with our friend Danny.
Here's the thing. Welcome back to Seattle Sports. Now sit back in your favorite armchair, pull up a crossword puzzle, and listen to our newest segment, Boomers Are Old and Hate Everything by Grandpa Salk.
Okay, Boomer. This all is a bunch of noise. You didn't even hear the whole thing. See, this right here is the problem with modern day music.
Welcome back to the radio program. I hate everything new and have a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. This weekend, I tried to play HD radio. Why does Sirius XM make it so hard for me to switch to you in my new car? I pressed the 2 button and it started playing hip-hop music. Only until the neighborhood kid, Jonathan, came over did it start working. Oh, Jonathan, what a nice boy. Oh, and what's the deal with all these squares in my baseball game? I remember seeing all sorts of drama when it came to balls and strikes in my day. I say get rid of that square and bring back black and white TV and TV dinners where you had to cook them in the oven with tinfoil. Oh, yes, those were the days.
Yes, they were. Thank you, Danny. All right. There we go. Boomer Radio.
Grandpa
Brock and
Salk.
Salk. Yeah. All right.
It fit. Shoe fit today.
It did.
You're ripping. I don't want to tell you about your kid and what to do at a game.
Oh.
It's not my job.
People have been really happy about those takes. Salk's been acting like a hotshot ever since he got to throw out that first pitch at the Aqua Sox game. Salk, you're being, well, I can't say that word. Nobody listens to Salk.
We gotta go. Let's go.
All right.
Everything you need to know.
Everything you need to know. And then Daniel Jeremiah. And then Shannon a little later on Brock and Salk.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Well. Brock Heward here, and kudos to John Howie, his entire team at Sea Star Restaurant and Bar. 24 years as Bellevue's go-to and mine for fresh seasonal seafood. And, oh, my gosh, was it good last night. Took my buddy Steve, and I looked at the menu, and there's so much fresh, amazing seafood right now. The pristine oysters, the sushi, the Dungeness crab bisque that Steve loves. For me, it's the cedar plank salmon, period, every time. And it never, ever, ever disappoints. And man, was it good last night. Generous portions, true value, delicious beverage pairings to boot. The Sea Star team, you feel it. They create a welcoming atmosphere with their unbelievable service that turns great meals into lasting memories. And from the first greeting to the final bite, every detail is cared for. And you walk out of there not only full, but satisfied. When I'm planning a special dinner with family friends, like last night at Sea Star, because everyone leaves impressed. And right now, an amazing deal. And I heard somebody talking about this in the lounge last night. 3-course dinners in the lounge every night, starting at just $50. Sea Star, the dining experience you remember. SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
The LJ Way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
Woodworker, check. Metalworker or material handler, check. Equipment Sales and Surplus in Auburn offers competitive pricing on leading brands like Jet, Powermatic, Wilton, Bailey, and others. Whether you're a hobbyist or a fabrication shop needing metal forming machines, they have hundreds of machines and accessories. The only dealer offering scratch and dent and discounted items. Check them out in Auburn. EquipmentSalesandSurplus.com. Your go-to for woodworking, metalworking, or material handling. That's EquipmentSalesandSurplus.com.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, yeah, it grow fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber, connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Bryce Miller, very good yesterday. That is the good news. And unfortunately, it's kind of where it stops yesterday. But Bryce was very good. It was great to see him back out there. Long-term That's really important. The offense didn't do a lot. Leadoff home run from J.P. Crawford. You got one more from Luke Rayleigh.
1-1. Swung on, lifted, left field, hit well. DeZenzo back. He's at the warning track. The wall looking up. It's in the Crawford box. Is gone. Luke Rayleigh, solo home run. His 9th of the year. It extends the lead. It's 2-0 Mariners.
Yeah, but they gave those back. Bryce Miller probably pitched into the 6th when he should have been done after 5. Bullpen issues later with Bizzardo. Defensive problems. Couldn't field a bunt. And then you got another pass ball on a bunt. Unfortunately, not able to get it done. So they lose last night, fall to 2 games back under 500. All of that said, the tough news was Cal being lifted from the game after clearly wincing. He's not in the lineup today, not a surprise, because, of course, today's day game after a night game. But Shannon, moments ago, and she'll join us in about an hour at 9:30, says Johnny Pareda, the backup the catcher from Tacoma, who was pulled from that game last night, has a locker in the Mariners clubhouse in Houston today.
Yeah.
So you've got to imagine that means Cal's going to the IL.
Yeah,
or,
I would think so.
Or they're going to do what they did the last time, which is carry 3 catchers for a few days. But this feels like, do not mess around with this again.
No.
Get him out of there.
No, and I had torn cartilage in my rib. And we don't know what Cal has. And I don't think we are ever going to really know what Cal has because he doesn't want it known. He's not in the Ben Roethlisberger camp of wearing an oversized cleat to let everybody know what's going on. And when we saw that wince, it kind of reminded me of when you see someone, for me, it was like a parent kind of cry for the first time. Like, oh gosh, they are human and they are hurting. Yes. And when you saw him wince the way he did and come out of that game, Jeff Passan told us yesterday to his eye, right? And I trust his eye pretty well. His eye is he's playing hurt. He's playing through injury. And if this had to be the final moment, like, nope, you're going to sit down for 10 or more days, then let's hope it's worth it.
A lineup does look like this. Donovan, Julio, Naylor, Arozarena, Rayleigh, Crawford, Canzone DHs, Garver, catcher, and Cole Young, the second baseman for Luis Castillo.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
The schedule comes out today. Do we know what time all of that comes out? It's not that late, right? Isn't it usually like middle of the day?
No, things leak over the course of the day.
And then later in the day, we'll get the actual schedule. The one thing we know, it seems, Jordan Schultz reporting yesterday, that they'll open up with the Patriots, which for the life of me seemed bizarre until, Brock, you finally made me see the light.
Thanks.
You're absolutely right. The league is 100% looking for the drama of Mike Vrabel being on national TV. They absolutely want it. They love that stuff.
Yep. And
5 p.m. Pacific, by the way.
5 Pacific tonight. And by the way, there's a little history with these teams. There's been a Super Bowl. There was another Super Bowl. There was, some good back and forth. And I thought it'd be the Bears. I thought it was dumb. I personally would have rather seen Caleb Williams and the Bears and all the ascension and everywhere they're going. Ben Johnson, he's also some must-see TV and brings his own set of skills. But it's not. It's going to be the Patriots. It's going to be an AFC matchup, and the banner will be unfurled.
Yes, they will unfurl. Right now, the banner is furled.
On a Wednesday night.
So eventually they will unfurl it, and it'll be dramatic for everybody.
Let's go.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
I've been thinking about this contract for Devon Achane. $16 million a year for a running back.
Little running back, too.
He's had some injuries,
he's
right?
He's a little guy, yes.
He's fast.
Real fast.
But $16 million a year, that becomes now the new high rate. It's like, well, I'll take Jadarian Price for 4 years, $16 million total, right? Yeah. That seems like the ultimate no-brainer. Here's Brian Baldinger talking about him yesterday.
Jadarian Price, you just go to the combine and watch Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price work out. And when the running backs were finished, there were only 2 players that stayed on the field. And all they did was catch passes till the next group came through. And that was Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. It almost told everybody watching, we love football. We can't get enough football. The combine is over for us, but we still want to go catch passes.
Doesn't it just make that pick make even more sense when you see where the market's going?
Yeah, and why they ultimately made that pick, too. And could it have been at 36? Could it have been at 38? And maybe even a few dollars and cents better? Maybe. But ultimately, like, we're not risking that. We can't not have him. Because remember, the next guys, Mike Washington and Jonah, and those guys were, what, 3rd and 4th round? Like, there was a big chasm. And that wasn't just John Schneider's feeling or Daniel Jeremiah's feeling. That was the market's feeling. And you were not going to let that value walk out the door.
Let's see. If you're looking for a PGA Championship update, Bud Cauley and Steven Yeager at 3 under. Bunch of guys at 2 under, including Xander Schauffele, Minwoo Lee, Sam Burns, a few others. Jordan Spieth, 1 under through 9.
Okay.
Yeah, so right in it.
Is Scotty teed off yet?
Probably in the later. No, I think he's in the late. He's in the later wave. All right, that's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Brock, thanks for calling DJ. We're going to have Daniel Jeremiah with us. Do one last little combo with DJ. Wrap up the draft, move forward, of course, and think a little bit about the offseason, other moves that could be coming, what they've done. A good chance to talk to DJ. And in the middle of it all, yes, we'll be waiting to see if there is any news breaking on Cal Raleigh. So keep it here. We will break in with that, obviously, as soon as it happens. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
The full box score does. I'm Brock Ewart, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERP, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. we can help.
PetterGasLaw.com.
At Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton, ambitious dreams don't need a big payment. Lease the 26 Corolla Gas for just $219 a month or the hybrid for $249 a month with only $29.99 due at signing. The Corolla Cross Gas at $269 a month with $29.99 due at signing. Or level up to the Camry at $299 a month with $39.99 due at signing. All 3 leases, 36 months. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaKirkland.com and ToyotaRenton.com. Offers valid through June 1st, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Mariners and Astros this morning in Houston. First pitch, 11:10 a.m. Pregame coming up at 10. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Brock Ewart here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, we met about a decade ago when you came into the studio, and at that point, IRG was humming, but you were not 40 locations strong all over the neighborhood. How have you done this and why?
Number one, Brock, great people. Our strength here at IRG is our people. Secondly, we are a company that has a culture of giving back and taking care of our patients, taking care of our team, and thirdly, taking care of our community. We want to be your family physical therapist. More importantly, we want to be your family's neighborhood physical therapist. We want you to come in, have a great experience, and get better and get out there and be pain-free and function.
Take care of your friends. Taking care of your neighbors, taking care of your community, and taking care of Western Washington. With over 40 locations now, that's exactly what IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is doing. Find them in person, find them online at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Wait, before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KRS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Seattle, last chance to get in the game. Life Surge is coming May 16th, and this is your shot to be there and meet Russell Wilson with a purchase of a VIP reserve ticket. Plus, hear from an elite lineup, Tim Tebow, Robert Herjavec, Sage Steele, and more. This is your opportunity to be equipped to make kingdom impact in your life and business. If you're ready to level up, this is where you show up. Angel of the Winds Arena, Saturday, May 16th. Get your tickets now at lifesurge.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Hey, how about Daniel Jeremiah? He's going to join us right now. Hi, DJ. How are you? Is this because of the Vetter Cup tonight? Is that why you're...
Tomorrow.
Or tomorrow, I guess. Is that why you're on with us? Vetter Cup?
No. I mean, is that why I'm wearing brown? And I had, a full list of cut downs to unleash until Cal Raleigh got a hit, and then I'm not going to do that.
If you pull that hood up, you'll sort of look like a friar, right?
This is my swinging friar.
Yeah,
it's aloe. It's the aloe swinging friar line.
Yeah.
You're a Maui guy, huh, DJ? Would you say Maui's kind of is that your guys' Eden?
Yeah, it's our spot, man. And it's so easy. You guys know, like when you're on the West Coast, like, you can look if you're going to vacation and people want to go to Florida or the Bahamas, Caribbean, like Hawaii's right there. It's Maui is right there. It's a direct shot. You can't beat it.
It's pretty awesome too. Yeah. So good. I really like it there. All right.
I saw, by the way, at the pool, I saw the first day was
Brock and Salk
Donnie Wahlberg, Jenny McCarthy the first day. And then the last day was the girl, the actress from Modern Family, the young girl.
Okay. Ariel something, I think is her name.
No, not that. Maybe I don't know. The pretty one. But whatever. I don't know what you mean. There are three famous people that I saw.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Three famous people.
And Daniel Jeremiah.
Well, if you're staying there, so now I'm trying to figure out where DJ stays.
I know where he stays. Let's keep it private.
It's not the Hyatt Regency.
Keep it private.
I'm starting to get a sense as to the kind of circles DJ runs
by the way, to clarify, the lady is it's not a young girl. She's like 30 years old.
Whatever, DJ. I mean, that's It's fine. We're not. Nobody's judging you. It's fine.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just want to clean that up.
I mean, for you, I would think that's old since you're mostly dealing with like 18 to 22-year-old players all the time in the draft. So
what's the early reports?
I've never
DJ?
wanted to talk about football so much in my life.
DJ, what is the early reports from your buddies around the league? Everybody thrilled with their draft classes? Did they all nail it? 32 out of 32?
All but the Rams.
Yeah, I've yet to have that conversation of like, man, just got back from the practice field from minicamp. Whew. That's a rough group.
Screwed this up.
Haven't heard that yet. So no, it's always positivity this time of the year. That's why I always tell people, even with the early training camp, feedback that you get, it's going to be so overwhelmingly positive. Like and for people who do what I do in terms of, grading these guys in terms of whether or not you got them right or wrong, I'd slow down on the victory laps until we get into some real games and let things play out.
No names need to be mentioned, and you do a wonderful job of never burning a bridge. It's why you are where you are. But can you, in your years when you did work for a couple different organizations, is there a story or two that sticks where you're like, oh, crap? Whether it was in the first month or whether it was in these OTAs, like, oh, geesh, boys, we didn't – I don't think we got this one right.
I can tell you exactly when it was. I was in Cleveland. I was only there for one draft. I came there after draft, and then we actually had one draft. We didn't pick till the fourth round that year. But we had spent an unbelievable amount of time studying those mid to late round guys because that's where all our picks were. And I won't get into names. We had a tight end and a linebacker that we really, really were high on and were excited about. And we got out to the very first rookie minicamp, and one of the kids on the that we had invited is not even an undrafted free agent, but as a tryout player, looks significantly better than one of the guys that we drafted.
Yikes!
And I was just like, you just out there, and you can tell right from the first, you're like, nah, that doesn't look good. That's not it. So you know right away. That's as nervous as you'll ever be as a scout. And it's not to say that everybody that looks good, like I said, is going to be a great player. But I'd say for the most part, there's some exceptions, but for the most part, when a guy goes out there and he looks really, really stiff and looks slower than everybody else, and maybe he's not tracking along, like that usually does not end up turning around in a big way.
Hey, I don't think we've talked to you since the Seahawks signed Dante Fowler. What do you make of that signing and what he would bring to this defense?
Yeah, I think it's a fit. It's a match. Energy, effort, like he's got power. He's never been the most polished guy, and that's just not who he is as a rusher. But he's someone who's playing 100 miles an hour at all times. And I think in these roles where he doesn't have to be, a huge share of the rep guy, where you can be able to keep him fresh and keep him rolling through. I think he definitely fits with what they're looking for in those guys. So I thought it was a good match.
DJ here with us, a little bonus before he goes into hibernation over the summer, and we get him when the season starts again, if negotiations go right. I hear it's highly contested. His agent, our people, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have your binder from this last class? Do you have that around you? Because
yes, sir.
I'm curious to see where you had some of these names that I've heard percolate out of the VMAC with some of their undrafted free agents. And in particular, a couple of their edge players and the big nose tackle out of Kansas State. I wonder if any of those were tracking into your 6th or 7th or anywhere kind of late. Uso, Samaelo, something like big boy, big run stuffing D tackle out of Kansas State. Was he anywhere in DJ's binder?
Okay.
And then the other two were edges from TCU and Northwestern. Those would be the other two. Was it Deal?
TCU North. Yeah, the K-State kid I did not have him.
You did not have. Okay.
Devin Deal was the kid from TCU.
Devin Deal out of TCU. Did he ever get on the DJ radar? Okay, no, it's fine.
No, it's good. We get Daniel Jeremiah. We should definitely go to the deepest possible recesses of names to see. Were we testing him?
No, I did 400 guys. I don't have a TCU edge guy on here.
Okay, all right.
Then what was the last one?
Last one was a Northwestern edge. Northwestern, the 5th leading
Aiden Hubbard.
There you go, Hubbard. Anything on Hubbard? Hey, 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Yeah.
What do we got?
Well,
Aiden got a shot?
Yes. Well, first of all, I said, this tells you where when I got to him in the process. The first note says hand down / stand up, and I spelled hand HNAD, Hanad down and stands up.
Yeah.
Pure bull rush. He's got a lot of power. You saw that in the Nebraska game. Chucks tight ends at the point of attack. He's got this little move where he'll kind of feign a punch, get tackles to get kind of overextended, and then he's able to win on the edge. He's kind of got a nice little move there. Okay. I thought the twitch overall was just okay, average.
Yeah.
But saw some of the football intelligence against screens. So it's a big guy, plays hard. He's got a little polish to him. Just wasn't the most dynamic athlete, and that's probably why it wasn't picked.
Gotcha.
I'm just impressed you're watching film on Northwestern. I didn't even know they still had a football team. I'm impressed that you were still out there doing that.
I'm excited. I'm excited. This new era of Northwestern football. We've got Chip Kelly there now.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, that's your guy, Charles.
See what that looks like.
I do love me some Chip Kelly. I do love me some Chip Kelly.
Chip's fun. Have you guys had him on a lot?
Yes,
over the
we've
years?
had him on twice. Once when he was at Oregon, we went down. Brock and I went to Pac-10 or 12 Media Day.
Pac-10 Media Day.
And we interviewed him, and he blew me away. Like, I loved him. Yep. And then we had him on last year, maybe. He was great.
I think with Charbonnet. Charbonnet was drafted.
I like him a lot. I find him to be a fascinating guy to talk to.
He's always been great to me. And he will always shoot you straight on players. So I'll always reach out to him on guys that he's been around, and he's a real honest opinion guy. So
the Seahawks are going to play week 1 in the spotlight, right? The Wednesday to open up the season. It looks like it's going to be against the Patriots, which is somewhat confounding, but okay, that seems like what they're going to do. All eyes on them. How hard do you think it is for rookies to enter a team that is going to be in the spotlight like that, as opposed to having some time, with a team that just is not going to be playing probably 6 primetime games this year? How much harder is it to succeed as a rookie in that situation, if at all?
I honestly don't think it's an issue. I think if you're playing at the Carolina Panthers at 1, Eastern, your first NFL game, you're going to have the same amount of nerves and excitement and energy as you would if you're playing, as a defending Super Bowl champ in primetime, in a standalone game. I just think you're going to be nervous no matter who you are in your first NFL game. And I think these guys, when they're wired the right way, and you hope to think that you've picked guys that are, this is what they crave. I think you'll get the best out of them. It's just a hyper focus. I'll tell you what, yesterday I played golf, true story. I went down there to play by myself. And I ran into the guy who used to be my pool man when I was a kid, who goes to my dad's church. He's 90 years old, 90. And then he asked if I wanted to play with him. He was by himself. I said, absolutely, I would love to. You will never be as focused as when you are afraid you're going to lose to a 90-year-old in golf. And I don't care if they're from the red tees and you're all the way playing the tips. That is a level of focus that you can tap into. So what I'm getting at here is, as a rookie, like, sometimes those big stages and those big moments can invoke a focus that you didn't even know you possessed.
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
I've never
with
hit a golf ball as well as I did yesterday.
DJ, I am struggling with
scared
this
out of my
story.
mind. That guy could putt like nobody's business, by the way, though. It took him a while to get up there. Once he got up there, he doesn't miss. He's within 10 feet cash.
DJ's pool guy growing up does not mesh with my family didn't have enough money, so we took a station wagon to God knows where for every vacation. So you could, was that because you were paying the pool guy?
I mean, this is just you live in California. Everybody has a pool. There's nothing special.
Well, but if you can't afford to go on a vacation, maybe, do the pool work yourself.
Well, he went to the church. I don't know if he was giving us a discount.
Right.
I don't know. He loves my dad. Yeah.
Who can blame him?
Golly, that's where you went?
Oh, yeah. That was the first thing I thought. I mean, first I heard about him staying at, the Four Seasons or wherever in Maui, and now it's the pool guy growing up. Usually I'm the bougie one in the show, but I'm hearing about DJ's cushy life. I don't know.
He plays golf 5 days a week, by the way. And if anybody's wife, this is free of charge. Anybody's wife or anybody wants to say, hey, you're golfing too much. This man golfs 5 days a week. He's 90 years old, and he's moving around great.
I honestly thought your focus would be on not killing him. Since he's playing the red tees, that you didn't want to scold a ball. I thought that's where that story was going.
You don't live to be 90 years old without some intelligence. He was hanging back with me till I teed off.
Smart man.
Very good. Give me a couple DJ things to watch this summer. So honestly, we'll let you go. You've been very gracious in the season, pre-draft, post-draft, all of it. But as you're kind of doing your prep, is Hard Knocks. You're going to get to see the Seahawks on Hard Knocks. What are 2 or 3 things on Daniel Jeremiah's Seahawks watch list over the next couple months.
Yeah. So this one is, you might think this is out of left field, but I was talking to another team, and you've got I would say there's probably 8 to 10 coaches in the NFL that are viewed as the elite of the elite in terms of like a side of the ball, right? Like their knowledge and their ability to build an offense or build a defense. And one of the things, I talked to one of these teams who have one of these coaches who's on the offensive side of the ball, said he is spending an unbelievable amount of time on the opposite side of the ball. So I'd be curious for this team and the defense humming like it is. I'm curious to see if the head coach is going to go even spend a little bit more time and see if he can take everything he knows from the defensive side of the ball and continue to maybe pour into the offensive side of the ball. I think that's a trend. I think that's coming right now in the NFL. As you're going to see some of these guys with expertise switching over and trying to find the next thing or to poke holes. So that'd be one thing. If I was going out to practice, I'd be keeping an eye on that. Okay. Is Mike going over there doing some work there? The next thing I would keep an eye on is just, we talked about a guard position more than any other radio segment in the history of mankind. So I'm curious to see what, Bradford can hold on to that job or what that looks like there. So I'd be keeping an eye on that if I was going out there. And then the last thing I would keep an eye on is I really think that this is the new bar for Sam. Like, I don't think Sam's going back. And I'm curious to see, is there even another level that Sam can get to now with the confidence of a Super Bowl winning quarterback? Is there another level he can get to?
Did you see that Graziano piece the other day wondering why the Seahawks didn't extend Sam this offseason and pay him more? And Brock and I talked about it yesterday. It's like, well, he's got 2 years left. They kind of have a club policy of not negotiating until you have 1 year left. So in that way, sort of a moot point. But, with these debates on paying quarterbacks, can you imagine a world where Sam Darnold is getting paid in that, 50+ million range like some of the top guys in the league?
I think he's heading towards that direction. And if they're not, if they're going to stick to their guns on their policy and he comes out and has a year that approaches what he did last year, I would say he's going to land in that ballpark. And I think he's also going to get the benefit of who he is as a person, of like, okay, I don't feel super comfortable paying this, but he's going to allow me to feel a little bit more comfortable because of who he is and how he's viewed and the locker room.
Maybe I'm naive, DJ. Maybe I'm naive, but I honestly, and we talked about this, like, it's crazy how many quarterbacks don't do what Tom Brady did and just say, I don't need every last penny. It's going to be better for the 70 strong, which was a big theme of theirs. And if we're going to get 70, I don't know. Maybe I'm totally naive.
I think you are.
You think so? You think Sam or his agent are just like, I'm sorry, we can't?
No, but I think that there's I think both things can be true. I think he can get into that 50 million range, and I think that could still, at the time that he does it a year from now, could be cutting the team a discount with where the numbers are going or where they are. Like, it is what it is. It just feels like every year when you get these quarterback numbers and then everybody freaks out, and you just have to remind everybody this league is not making any less money. Like, this cap is going to continue to go up, and these quarterback numbers are going to continue to go up. We're going to have $100 million quarterback AAV here before it's all said and done. So I just think that the numbers that freak people out now, a year from now, I think you'd be like, yeah, we'll do that.
All right, so let me take numbers out of it. Let me just ask a question this way. Can you win the Super Bowl paying Sam Darnold near the top of the market?
I think it puts a lot more stress on your ability to continue to do what they've done in the draft. So if you tell me they're going to be able to repeat the success they've had in the draft the last few years in the next few years, I'd say, yeah, you can. That's the formula. That's how you do it. Mm-hmm. But I think you could look at Kansas City and I'd say, okay, well, he's not Patrick Mahomes, but that wasn't a Patrick Mahomes driven team on the last couple Super Bowls. They still were able to draft extremely well on the defensive side of the ball. And that's where it would lie. John's going to have to continue to just knock it out of the park. You're going to put a lot of pressure on him by doing that.
Since you have your binder out and I went to the deep recesses of it, let's go to the shallow end of the pool and let's talk about the first round pick. And I'm kind of curious where Jadarian Price was grade-wise for you. I know we talked right before the draft. He's 35, 36. He's right up there. But his overall grade compared to running backs of the last 4 or 5 years, had he been, we know that this draft was wonky when it came to running back. It played out that way, right? The next one was Mike Washington and Jonah Coleman, 3rd and 4th round. So everything that we talked about leading up to it proved true. Where would Jadarian Price have been in the Ken Walker draft, in the Zach Charbonnet draft? Who both guys go in the second round back-to-back years. So if you were just to put his grade next to those guys' classes over the last 3-4 years, where would he have fit?
So I just pulled up the running back groups from the last few years. So like last year, I would have had Genty and Omarion Hampton over him. I gave him the same grade I gave to Judkins and Travion Henderson, who were 36 and 38 picks.
Okay.
The year before that, he would have been – I had the same grade on him as I had on the top backs in that class. So I would have had him stacked over all those guys, Jonathan Brooks, Trey Benson, Blake Corum. That whole group was not great. He'd be behind Bijan. He'd be behind Jameer. He'd be above Charbonnet. In 23 and 22, I gave him the same grade I gave Kenneth Walker. He would have been just behind Breece Hall, but that would have been close, but just behind him. So that's kind of that's the neighborhood. Javonte Williams, he would have been right there with him. I mean, those guys, a lot of those guys, that's where they all went. They all went in the early 30s.
And almost all of them have been productive, by the way.
Good players, yeah. All of them good players.
And they're going to pay him roughly $4 million a year for the next 4 years, while Devon Achane gets 4 times that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look at what Love's getting in the same division. That's a ton of money.
I mean, it sure seems like value-wise, if the running back position is all about getting value, yes, you have to give up a first-round pick to do it, but it sure seems from a monetary standpoint like that should be incredible value.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't say the price is right.
I already made an accidental price one earlier.
Right
that's really sad.
Right there.
Very, very sad.
Man, you guys made it this long without talking about the Padres only need to win 1 game to claim this whole thing, huh?
We're in Cal may be heading to the IL. He's got an issue. Things are not great.
But you got a pitcher back, I saw, right? You got a pitcher back.
Yeah. And that's good. But,
we can't hit to save our life, but somehow we just find a way to hit a home run every 9
Does Tatis have a home run yet?
0.
How is that possible?
He's got a top 3 exit velocity in the league. I've never seen somebody kill more worms than he does. I mean, he just hits the ball into the ground every single time. He doesn't elevate the ball. It's weird.
We have a couple minutes left. You know who would have been a great part of our long conversation yesterday about competitiveness? Daniel Jeremiah. We had it with Jeff Passan, and we loved chatting with Jeff.
Do you know Jeff at all?
I am a huge fan, but I've never met him.
We got to get you guys on the show together. Jeff is like our other weekly guy that we talk to all the time, and I think you guys would love each other. I think you would legitimately enjoy talking
to each other. Ask DJ the exact question you asked Jeff Passan yesterday.
I think the question was, do you need to be competitive, like super competitive, to become a great baseball player?
Ooh, that's it. I think you can care too much in baseball. I definitely think that's a problem. I'd be curious to know what he said, but that would be, I just know like the players I grew up with that made it to the major leagues. They were just good baseball players, but the difference was when we grew up playing together, if I went 0 for 4, I wore it on my face for the next 3 days. And they were just like, who do we play tomorrow? And they just don't care from that standpoint.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, that was similar to his answer, but he said, yes, you absolutely need to be competitive, but that there's a separate skill that involves that sort of stoic ability. I
think you're competitive in your work, but I don't think you're competitive in the results.
Yeah.
I think you find a way to. That's a mind trick I did not possess of being able to just.
But there is that battle,
not fret the results,
right? I think that battle, and maybe more so for pitchers. I think pitchers need it. Pitchers have to have some sort of a competitive bone in their body where they're like, hey, I'm going after this hitter. It's me against him. It's a gladiatorial type of situation. I don't know. Maybe hitters need the same thing, but no.
I remember we grew up with the Giles family down here, and my brother grew up playing with Brian Giles. And I remember when he first got into the big leagues, I don't remember if it was his first start, one of his first starts. And it was like, dude, you're playing against Randy Johnson. He's like, yeah, I hit him in video games all the time. Like, I can't wait. Like, what? Yes. Who thinks like that?
Yes. Baseball guys do, right? I mean,
baseball
honestly,
guys, man.
It is a different mentality. And scouting them, I'm sure, very different for your peers in baseball than it is for some of what you do, digging into the attributes of these guys. Good. All right, well, what else is cooking? Anything else going on this summer for you?
No, I mean, I'm just trying to look golfing with 90-year-olds. And Sarah Hyland was that lady's name, by the way.
Yeah.
I looked that up.
You get an age on that just to make sure everything's going to be kosher moving forward?
You played your best round. One of my last rounds of golf I played with my son-in-law. We showed up, and this guy had a back brace on. He wasn't quite 90. He had the thickest glasses. He almost had a cane. Like it was, and he couldn't have been the sweetest guy. Like late 70s, like, hey guys, I can't see my ball.
Oh, geez.
You know, whatever. And I played the best round of my life. I don't know. It's like freed me up.
Yeah. Do you know what I think? Some of it, maybe it slowed us down.
Yeah.
Because I'm always in a hurry. But I want to get like, let's go.
Yes.
This was slow. And then what I would do is every time he would putt, I would just stand right by the hole so I could get his ball out of the hole. He didn't need to bend over to get his ball. Like, let me just stand right there. It goes in.
You've been using the nets at your pool house for 50 years.
Yes.
Little give back, DJ. Little give
back.
But
I felt like I just kind of relaxed a little bit.
Do you know how many pool guy jokes I've not made here over the course of the last 20? Like, the pool guy is like the ultimate joke starter, and DJ runs into him all these years later at the golf course.
Well,
I am a saint right now.
How many times have we been told in our life, like, hey, you can't be out in the sun. You can't. Like, that's not good for you. It's a lot of danger out there. And this guy's leather. Like, you can't 90 years old, and he's unbelievable. Like, he spent his whole life outside.
It's great.
Thanks, DJ. Appreciate it, man.
All
Thanks
right,
for jumping on today. This is great. We'll catch up soon.
Our people will be in touch with your people, and we'll hammer
do the
deal
negotiation.
out.
I'm looking forward to the fall already.
All right, there you go. Daniel Jeremiah, the great Daniel Jeremiah, moved the sticks, and everything else that he does for NFL Network and now ESPN. All right, we got an hour to go, Brock, and
We
a
got
lot of
Shannon
stuff to get back to.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
I kind of liked his little running back conversation.
Well, sure, but we got to talk through some Cal. The Cal thing is like really pressing, I think.
Okay.
I'd like to kind of figure out what's going on here.
All right.
It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends, my buddies over there at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of a new deck, then you got to call PCF before the good weather arrives. And more importantly, their schedule is all filled up. You see, with a new deck, a patio cover, a heater, and fireplace from PCF, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the weather's been unbelievable. We got some rain coming. It doesn't matter when you've got that outdoor space you've always dreamed of. And for a limited time, you can get 50% off your demolition costs right now. That is up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Get a hold of them for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space. I'll be honest with you, some of my favorite moments out there was when the weather was the worst and you had the outdoor heaters, and you know what? You could enjoy it all year long. Planning, permitting, construction, they do take some time, so get started today. Get your project ideas, browse your amazing photos, and find all the offer details, like $5,000 off your demolition costs at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget? KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Summer starts at Toyota of Renton and Toyota of Kirkland. Adventure in the 26 Tacoma TRD Sport, leasing at $399 a month with $1,000 TFS cash. Earn $3,000 in customer cash on the Tundra, leasing at $469 a month, and the 4Runner at $369 a month. All leases, 36 months, $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaRenton.com and ToyotaofKirkland.com. Offers valid through June 1st, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafy, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 40% off installation or 0% financing for 60 months with equal payments. And we're giving back with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Spring Classic Collector Car, Truck, and Boat Auction. Saturday, June 6th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Up to 200 collector, vintage, and classic vehicles, many going to the highest lucky bidder with absolutely no reserve. Get lucky, get local, and get in line. Visit LuckyOldCar.com for a list and pictures of auction vehicles. Or call 206-467-6531 for bidding and consignment details.
Deep to right field. Going. Goodbye, baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a view that's a real home run, check out right field. Make that the dump yard. Sure, it's a great spot to see our fearless outfielders fly, dive, and slide.
Wow! Victor Robles makes the catch.
But you might get to flash some leather too, because the forecast in the dump yard always calls for rain. Raining big dumper home runs, that is.
Number 60, the magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Don't miss the Mariners' upcoming giveaways. Hello Kitty clear crossbody bags tomorrow, thanks to Starbucks. Salute to Armed Forces Military Caps Saturday, thanks to Boeing. And Josh Naylor's Mariners bobblehead debut, May 18th and 19th. Presented by Western Washington Toyota dealers. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Get in the freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of management.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Unfortunately, Brock, the breaking news just moments ago, and I do think it's a good thing. I say unfortunately that the whole thing is happening in general, but I think this is the right thing. Cal Raleigh, right oblique strain, headed to the IL for the first time in his career. All of the reporters have it. They must have just announced it at the ballpark, and we'll talk to Shannon Drayer coming up in 30 minutes. But Cal Raleigh will indeed go to the IL, which is the right move. We've talked about that kind of throughout the morning. You got to save him from himself a little bit.
Yep.
But oblique. I mean, we weren't sure exactly what it was. It does look last night like he was sort of grabbing more in the hip/groin area, but oblique was the problem.
Yeah, it attaches down there. So, and yeah, this is not a surprise. Your gut and my gut, your instinct and my instinct were the exact same when you see him grimace.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's enough. And then when he gets obviously pulled out of the game, when he can't make the play, this is. I'm gonna view this not just in a Pollyanna world, but I'm gonna view this as a blessing in disguise. To what you just said right there, Cal was not going to pull himself out. Cal has been injured. Listen to Jeff Passan with us yesterday when we asked Jeff, "Hey man, what are your eyes seeing with this struggle that Cal Raleigh has been in? You know, really for an extended period of time." Here was Jeff yesterday.
I don't know if Cal Raleigh's hurt, but he's playing like someone who is, And you guys know him at this point. He's not going to complain about anything. He understands how important he is to this team. But at the same time, when you're playing and you're not at 100%, and the swing doesn't feel good, there comes that point where maybe you're doing more harm than good. Now, if last night was a suggestion that something's changing and success is around the corner, then there's really something to be said for grinding through an injury and getting out of it on the good side. But there need to be multiple multi-hit nights.
And there wasn't. And last night was
a setback. I mean, a clear setback. He's being pinch hit for at the end of a game. Dan Wilson's comment is this, and I don't want to parse the words too carefully, but this is the quote, so I'll just read it to you via Daniel Kramer. And again, Shannon will be with us at 30 minutes at 9:30. The good news here is that he's got a chance to get himself back, to get himself healthy, and to come back with a lot of the season left. And I think that's really the silver lining here.
Mm-hmm.
You can read that two ways, right? One is he's got a chance to get himself back, but it doesn't mean he's going to get
Luke
himself
Raleigh
back
last year, right?
Right. The other is, the good news is, here's a chance for him to get himself back, like an opportunity for him. Like, chance could be taken either way. Is it like he's got a chance to do it, or here's an opportunity for him to just not have to worry about baseball for a couple of weeks and just chill? You could read that one either way. I don't want to parse it because I think, maybe the answer depends on what you're looking to hear. But I think you could read that as, oh, my God, this might be a season ender, or at the very least the type of thing that is going to keep him from being himself all year. Yeah. Or you could read the word chance as opportunity. Hey, he's got an opportunity here. This is a good opportunity.
Will be here in 20 minutes, right? Yep. So she's going to hop on with us. And
that'll be my first question for her.
And I'm going to trust her instincts of being around this and being around injuries like this, players like this, Cal like this. She does the Cal Raleigh show every single week.
Remember, this is the same Shannon Drayer who told us when this first went down, she just seeing the vibe in the clubhouse, she was worried that he was going to be done for the year then. Yeah. So he's on the IL. Shannon says they're going to further evaluate when they get back to Seattle. So, we're not going to get any more news on this
take a scan
for a little
tomorrow.
while.
If he's probably going to be in the dugout today, I would think. And, he'll fly back with the team. And obviously, there's still go time, right? There's no off day. It's right to the Padres and everything else. But I would imagine then you get another scan done and you see if there is more significant damage.
Yeah.
Right? Is that a tear now in my ab? Right, as I said, I struggle with that. I tore cartilage in my ribs. It was one of the most painful things. It just catches you.
The ab's different from the oblique, right? I mean, two different muscles.
They can be.
What do you mean they can be?
Well, I don't know the whole abdominal structure.
But aren't they two? Isn't one the abdominal and one the oblique?
I mean, when does,
one is crunches and one is side things,
sure,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You want me to take my shirt off and see?
I think that's that's definitely what I was hinting at. Like,
well, actually,
is there any way I could get Brock to take his shirt off here?
Well, you take your shirt off. You don't eat any sugar and you're ripped. So let's see the difference.
Everybody
between
keep their shirts
ab
on.
and oblique.
Maura,
yes.
The shirts will stay on. I can promise you that. This shirt's not going anywhere. This shirt is staying on me.
Is there swelling? Is it torn? What does it look like compared to the last time?
Yeah, I just think the problem with the oblique, as you know, is if you don't give it enough rest, you do it again. That is the problem. And it looks like, again, I don't know, but it looks like that's what happened here.
Yeah.
Cal took, 3 or 4 days off. He probably needed more than that. And then he clearly hurt it again last night.
And he clearly is the leader of this team, and he clearly was not going to sit out. And he clearly saw a team struggling. And me at 50% is better than the alternative.
And when you're dealing with some of the things he's dealt with in the past, you can do that. But unfortunately, this is the type of injury where once you've done it, it's got to fully heal or else you'll do it again.
Yeah.
And you can ask any number of the first oblique I ever remember watching as a fan, over and over again, was Pedro, who hurt his oblique, and it essentially took him out of a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you get better, but it can get you. If it's Dylan Moore a few years ago, remember he had multiple these obliques are they come up at weird times, and as Cal said himself, in a rotational sport where you're constantly getting torque by rotating your core, the oblique is incredibly important.
Yeah,
so
and you got to pop up and throw, and you got to do it on that end of it,
and then you got to swing,
and you got to go, cover pitches, and you got to it's everything. I think I'll just say it. I think this is going to be a blessing in disguise for Cal Raleigh. He was not going to do this unless it finally got to this point.
Mm-hmm.
He was willing, Salk, to go 0 for 38 and suck it up for the team and be the other part of it behind the plate and the play caller and all that he does there and getting the pitchers ready and sucking it up and biting the bullet to be 0 for 38 at the plate to now finally, hey, no. You're actually hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. And you're going to now have to sit and you're going to take a couple weeks and motion is not lotion. And nope, you're going to rest.
Yeah.
And
I mean, someone's going to have to essentially tie him to tie him to a pole. Like, no, you can't just say motion is the lotion. You're going to actually have to rest this thing.
Yep.
Two other questions: how did this happen, and what happens next? On the what happens next, it'll be, I guess, a little job share with Mitch Garver and Johnny Pareda, who gets called up. I actually thought Pareda looked decent when we saw him for a few games while Cal was out a week or so ago. So not that I would say, like, hey, I'm looking forward to this. This is great. But I would like to see more Pareda than Garver. I think I kind of know
both
what
right-handed
Garver
bats,
is. They're
right?
both right-handed bats, yes.
Right.
So I think we'll see a little bit of Pareda, and I'm curious to see what that looks like. I guess in theory they could go out and try to deal for a catcher. It's not impossible to go find another catcher. And maybe some of that will depend on kind of where Cal is at and the severity of this whole thing. How did it happen? I mean, look, I don't know the answer to that. I was always worried about Cal's workload last year. It didn't end up affecting him last year, which was great. Could it have affected him this year? I don't know how to prove that one way or another.
I mean, you look at the start
Here was
of
John
spring.
Morosi yesterday.
He's been banged up, and he's playing the most demanding position on the field. And, oh, by the way, he's trying to keep two swings going when neither one of them really is in a good spot at the moment. So there's just so much on his plate in addition to trying to live up to the expectations of last year and having a shorter offseason than usual in playing in the World Baseball Classic and going all the way to Game 7 of the ALCS last year. All of those things are strikes against him. He has not forgotten how to play. He's just, I think, already worn down, unfortunately, and it's the middle of May. And if I'm the Mariners, I would look very, very thoughtfully at ways to keep him fresh down the stretch and even into the second half. And forget down the stretch of the season. How about down the stretch of the first half? I mean, if we're already having this conversation about workload and how his body's responding, and it's the middle of May, then we got a lot of work to do if you're the Seattle Mariners looking at ways, and whether it's the personnel change, playing Garver more often, whatever it is, but you're not getting the best version of Cal Raleigh right now.
And now you're getting a hurt version. And he's going to be on the IL. He's got to get right. The numbers would tell you, if you're going to speculate, the numbers would tell you it happened somewhere around the WBC. Because when we were there in late February, he was off to an incredible start in the spring. And then all of a sudden, it kind of WBC time, and it's never really been right since.
Yeah.
He had a few days, 3 days in a row where he hit a home run. But outside of that, it's been a grind for the majority of the season. So let's all hope that this is a setback. This is a test in the testimony of this season, and he responds well.
All right, we will learn more from Shannon Drayer, who joins us in 20 minutes from Houston. We'll give you everything you need to know next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right?
Hey, Mike Salk here, Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. We got shows coming up. We mentioned Hinder earlier. Big rock show on July 3rd. If you like rock, Queensryche, Thursday, October 8th for comedy. Chris Tucker, June 26th. That's coming up. And then David Spade on August 15th. Lots of good shows. Go to snocasino.com for more and to grab tickets. That new ballroom, pretty incredible. It's Seattle's closest, Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
The warm weather has me thinking about summer plans. Stacy here to add one thing to the top of your list. Book a demo and check out the brand new all-electric wake boat from ARC. I got a ride in a brand new ARC Sport, and it was like a luxury EV on the water. Quiet, powerful, easy to operate, and low maintenance. They're doing demos in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Honestly, if I could drive one of these to work, I would. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it out to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
There's not one car deal that is worth ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Seattle, last chance to get in the game. Life Surge is coming May 16th, and this is your shot to be there and meet Russell Wilson with a purchase of a VIP reserve ticket. Plus, hear from an elite lineup, Tim Tebow, Robert Herjavec, Sage Steele, and more. This is your opportunity to be equipped to make kingdom impact in your life and business. If you're ready to level up, this is where you show up. Angel of the Winds Arena, Saturday, May 16th. Get your tickets now at lifesurge.com.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
This baseball season, Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. John Curley here. Get the price of a new heating and AC system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure, no waiting. Just a few questions and you get a winning personalized price. That's a home run. And if your system is over 12 years old, it could be costing you up to 20% more or could soon fail. Score a personalized price for a new system in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, unfortunately, the news coming out just a few minutes ago, Cal Raleigh to the IL for the first time in his career with a right oblique strain. He obviously was lifted from last night's game, wincing and grabbing at his side after a play behind the plate, and then later slipping as he went to throw the ball to first. It was just didn't look right. And so today you get the news that Cal is going to the IL. Dan Wilson saying it's going to give him a chance to get back, but no idea how long this could take. Could be the 10 days, could be multiple weeks or months. It's just hard to know with an injury like that. And then the question of how effective can you be when you come back?
And obviously this kind of, you can open up a whole can of worms and kind of say, man, the last time this happened, could you have rested longer to not, avoid this? You don't know for sure. And then ultimately he's a Bulldog. Like, I'm not gonna rest. I don't care what and how bad I'm playing. Like, the team needs me, and I'm gonna be here for the team. The team is in a tough stretch to boot, and that's really a time where I'm just gonna suck it up and play a little bit injured. But there's a difference between playing hurt and playing injured. You've been playing hurt. John Morosi's eyes see it. Passan's eyes see it. Your eyes see it. You've been playing hurt, but now he's injured.
Right.
And now, hopefully, this can.
No, I think the question was, in playing hurt with this particular injury, were you putting yourself at a greater risk of getting injured?
He played with a broken freaking thumb.
I know that.
What would that do to the rest of the arm and the shoulder? And come on.
I think it's still a reasonable question to ask. By playing hurt with this, did you risk greater injury? Because unfortunately, that's where we're at right now. Thankfully, they've shut him down. They're not going to let this continue. It'll be at least 10 days. Johnny Pereda called up to take his place. Also, Jose Ferrer reinstated from the paternity list. I saw Shannon say that he had a baby boy, I believe, born yesterday or the day before. So congratulations to the Ferrer family. Josh Simpson designated or sent down to make room.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All of that leads to today's matinee, 11:10 first pitch. It'll be Luis Castillo against Mike Burrows. Mariners 2 games under 500 and 2 games back in the West. This will be the series finale. Schedule's coming out later today in the NFL. We haven't heard anything else about the Seahawks this morning. I'm sure we probably will at some point, as they like to leak little bits and pieces throughout the day. But yeah, the news coming out, Jordan Schultz with the report that it's going to be the Patriots and the Seahawks opening the season on that Wednesday night here at Lumen Field. And it is surprising. Even with your point, Brock, that the NFL does like drama, it's still surprising.
There's some risk involved with it, but they'd also maybe like to see Chicago later in the season. And I think Morris said to us yesterday that I guess by rule it's 6 primetime games, and then you can have additional ones if they're standalone or if they get flex late in the year. But I would imagine tonight it is going to be 6 at a very minimum of just prime time. Got to have Mike McDonald. Got to have this Seahawks team. Got to have them in Lumen Field, where magic often happens in primetime moments in that building. And probably more than likely, the Rams late in the year. I would think the Rams, that kind of worked out well with the 49ers being the last regular season game last year. And I think a lot of expectation that they know who the front runners are in the West, and they're going to want to see them near the end of the year, too.
Yeah, Louis Riddick thinking the team actually is better than they were last year.
But the kicker to me is really what they did in the secondary. I want people to remember this name. Remember the name Bud Clark, their safety that they drafted out of TCU in the second round. This kid who had 15 interceptions in his college career. This dude, him and Devin Witherspoon, Imanwari, are going to be absolute hell on wheels for every offense that tries to put the ball in the air. I promise you. Because Bud Clark can play anywhere. Free safety, strong safety, nickel, dime, and he's a turnover machine. I think they've gotten better. I think they're going to be better in 2026.
Sure hope so. And I don't see any reason why defensively they won't be. I mean, you get everybody back other than Boye and Enrique, and I think there's some addition by subtraction
Kobe
there.
Bryant. I mean, there's 3.
Yeah. Yep, I think they'll be just fine defensively. I got my questions offensively. I don't
coordinator.
That's a big one to me, man. Like
sure.
Clint Kubiak and Sam Darnold had a lot of time on task. There's a reason they hit the ground running with as much trust as they had in one another. And that one, I'm not so quick to parade out that they're better on that side.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Congrats to the aforementioned Bud Clark. He gets a deal done with the Seahawks yesterday.
What did I see? 68% of the 4 years guaranteed?
Yeah, I think it's 4 years, just under $8 million for him. And now Jadarian Price is the only Seahawk draft pick who is unsigned. So hopefully that'll get done soon. I like this from Tim Hasselbeck, who thinks that he's going to have a really big part to play this year.
And Jadarian Price, who wasn't the bell cow back at Notre Dame, I think ends up being that in Seattle week 1. Just with Charbonnet's injury and Kenneth Walker leaving in free agency, I think it's basically a foregone conclusion that he's the opening day, week 1 starter. And I think they're going to rely on him a lot. I think he's going to be a guy that probably touches the ball on average, close to 15 times a game. So, and there's a chance if he is what they think he, can be, and John Schneider's been right a lot in terms of personnel, they may actually be better at running the football than they were throughout the duration of the season.
Better team, better at running the football. I mean, kind of like the sound of all
the context that DJ added there, too, at the very end of our conversation.
Yeah.
Put him in context of the last 4 running back classes. You took Charbonnet and you took K9 in the second round.
They put him in the Breece Hall, Ken Walker camp.
Yeah, he's right there with Ken. He's a step ahead of Charbonnet. He's right there with the guys last year, Judkins and Travion, who came in the league and hit the ground running. And
sounds about right.
Yeah.
It sounds like a guy you can hand the ball to.
$4 million a year?
Yeah, I'll
the
take
next 4 years?
Compared to what else was available for you at 32? Yeah, that sounds good. That's everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. So Shannon, I'm sorry, it was a baby girl for Ferrer. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. I forgot. I'm sorry. I want to make sure we get that right. I also want to come back to Dan's comment, and I want to ask Shannon what she thinks it means. When he says Cal has a chance to get back, does that mean an opportunity now to rest? Or does that mean, well, we hope he has a chance to get back at all?
This year.
Shannon Drayer will join us from Houston with the very latest on Cal Raleigh going to the IL next on Brock and Salk.
Stick around for Bump and Stacy coming up next at 10.
That's right. That's what this news feels like.
Committee for
so there's going to be a committee to decide whether they're going to make an announcement and when they're going to make an announcement.
Give Seattle a team.
Bump and Stacy with Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost next at 10.
I hope you guys are prepared to be embarrassed by my behavior.
We're going to be on Hard Knocks for sure.
We're definitely going to be on Hard Knocks because I will drag us in front of these cameras.
On Seattle Sports.
Hey, homeowners out there, are you stuck? Do you find yourself stuck just on this credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debts and your monthly payments are just simply too high and prices are sky high? Well, Brock Hewitt here with a smart solution for you. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Why don't you consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate those high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans? Or simply get cash for that remodel you've always wanted to do. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debts now might just be the best decision you ever make. And with excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington State for over 25 years, Tila, they got competitive rates on refinance, purchase, and reverse mortgages too. Spelled T-I-L-A, Tila's a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Mr. Duffy and his team, they're ready for your call right now. 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. MLS 247-2046.
Does your yard need shade, privacy, or a little brightening up? Look no further than Big Trees. I'm Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. At our 30-acre location, there are thousands of trees to choose from and knowledgeable staff, including a board-certified master arborist, to help you find exactly what you're looking for. Visit the nursery and learn more about Big Trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Spring is a perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of zero down, zero payments, and zero interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with, Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation, they're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
If you're building decks in Washington this season, you need materials you can trust and a supplier who delivers. Par Lumber carries premium TimberTech and Trex composite and PVC decking, railing, and lighting, as well as pavers and fencing materials contractors depend on. With reliable job site delivery, we keep your projects moving so you can keep building. All the best outdoor living products are at Par. Visit par.com to learn more. Par, where the builders go.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, well, Cal Raleigh is now injured. He is on the injured list with a right oblique 10-day IL, and Johnny Pareda called up. Time to go to Houston to our Mariners insider, Shannon Drayer. Shannon, when I asked you if you could come on today, I didn't know Cal was going to obviously make this worse last night, but the timing is good. What do we know this morning?
Well, it looked like it was heading this way last night. We know this morning that they will be placing Cal, or they have placed Cal, on the 10-day IL for now, and there will be further evaluation when they get back to Seattle. He has obviously been playing with a little something ever since he felt that in the side, and last night when he went to make a throw after the error by Edward Bizzardo, it grabbed on him a little bit. We haven't had the opportunity to talk to him yet to get into the specifics of what he was feeling, but Dan, when I asked him, hey, you know, Cal is very hard to sit down. He tries to play through anything. Does he understand now that he really needs to go on the IL? And he said yes. So there was something significant. I have seen Cal. He's moving around fine, but that means nothing when it comes to an oblique.
Yeah, can you help me with some context on Dan's line here? So I'm just reading it. I don't have the sound of it, and I know you were there. Quote is, the good news here is that he's got a chance to get himself back, to get himself healthy, and to come back with a lot this season, of the lot of the season left. Does that mean here's an opportunity for him to take 10 days and kind of chill out? Or does that mean, well, he's got a chance to get himself back while the year is still going on, and there's a chance this isn't a season ender? You could kind of read it either way. How would you take that?
We don't know. I mean, this happened last night. It's a day game after a night game, and the Mariners doctors won't see him or the scans until they get back to Seattle. In fact, there will be further tests when they get back there. So, we just have to wait and see. We don't know what the extent is, and what I think the question will be is, what grade strain is that? And then that really doesn't mean too much unless it is a situation where, hey, we got to stop right now and then everything will be okay in 10 days. You look back to spring training and everything felt fine with Bryce Miller. And he was dealing with what looked like and what felt like to him typical soreness. And then when you start coming back, you give it a rest. When you start coming back, it's that the rehab with that type of injury in particular is really not usually linear. And there were ups and downs. And, we didn't see Bryce until yesterday. So I'm not going to, try and guess what anything is until we know more about what the injury is. The only thing we know right now, it was apparent that, okay, we have to stop right now. And they did. And, for what it's worth, Cal was ready to go take his next at bat. This was a decision that Dan and the trainers made. It's like, stop. You're coming out of the game right now. So, along those lines, hopefully that's a little bit of good right there if Cal felt that he could get back into it. But, again, to speculate, I don't think that's a good idea until we know more. And then, yes, I mean, you see players play with nagging injuries throughout the year, and that can be very problematic. Bryce Miller last year was a great, just example of that. He was good enough to pitch, but it was still bothering him. It was still changing, things that he had to do. He had to make adjustments to that. And I have no doubt Cal was probably trying to make adjustments to what he was feeling or what he was maybe afraid he would feel. Now you stop. Now you reset. Now you rest it. And hopefully it's not too long of a stop. But regardless, it's a reset, and I think he needed it.
Our Mariners Insider, your Mariners Insider, we had a really sweet "here's the thing" message for you, Shannon, earlier that somebody, what is it?
It's true.
The true story. Like, you bring back the Dave Niehaus vibes and nostalgia.
They put you in the Dave Niehaus pantheon or something like that.
Pretty stinking awesome.
It was pretty cool.
It was really cool.
You have the Dave Niehaus mystique.
There you go.
Sorry, I was going to cut it. Things kind of got crazy with the
Here is our Dave
shut off this
Niehaus
video right now.
Yeah. Shannon, you should retire. It's never going to get better than this.
Shannon, is it your understanding he had imaging done the last time that this occurred, when he initially felt, and he took a few days? Is it your understanding he had imaging done then?
I'm on the spot right now, but yes, I am 90% sure.
And this probably means he's going to have more imaging done when you all get back.
Oh, without
tonight.
question.
Without question.
Yeah.
Is there any? You said it's not linear, and everybody is different, and every guy responds differently. Is there any timetable with history, like Luke Raley last year? You mentioned
not going there, Brock.
No,
we
there's
can't.
no. Okay.
Obliques are unique. Unique obliques to everybody, and you don't know. And again, you can get going, you can get into rehab, everything can feel great, and it just takes one thing that is going to set that off. We've also seen guys come back relatively quickly from it, and everything is fine. So it's
the whole gamut, right?
You just have to wait.
I
and
hate
see.
this injury.
Yeah.
I really do. I hate oblique injuries.
Have you ever felt your oblique?
I don't have one.
He's like Bryce Miller said yesterday. I got rid of him.
They don't have an oblique.
You got rid of him.
We're both good.
Years ago, Jenny.
Just too much history. You're right. Sometimes, guys, it doesn't end up being a big deal. But it's just such a game of twisting and turning. And it is one of those injuries that kind of like the fingers and thumbs and wrists that seem to linger even after somebody is returned. So I love that Cal's put on the IL today. I mean, obviously, I'm not happy about it, but this felt like something that really needed to happen, and hopefully not just are they able to get him back this year and with a lot of time left, hopefully they're able to get the real Cal Raleigh, and that you don't end up in a Luke Raley situation last year where he was never really himself.
Yeah, and that was real last year with Luke Raley. I mean, it went from side to back to, things that he wasn't sure what it was, and he tried to play through it, and you get more frustrated with it, and it's such a tough thing to do, and rarely do you see really good results with it. And Luke certainly didn't last year, and Bryce didn't either. And I think for Cal, with such a rough start and such a rough WBC and such a rough spring, if nothing else, mentally, the restart on this is going to help him immensely. Now he has to focus on my number one job right now is just getting better. I'm not worried about the pitchers. I'm not worried about being the slugging hero for this team. I'm not worried about, trying to look like I did last year. My season will start when I get back out there, and if anybody looked like they needed a restart, it was Cal Raleigh.
So who responds? How does this impact the next day-to-day? We know it's at least 10 days going on the IL. What does this look like over the next couple weeks?
Well, I think this in some ways helps in that the focus now isn't anybody is worried about what's going on with him. Is he going to go on the IL, or are we going to have him?
Just
now
that clarity, right? There's just kind of that clarity.
There's clarity.
Message.
This is the group right now. And so that you take that off of the table for good or, any kind of anxiety it may have caused because he had been struggling, and this is it. What can we do as a group to score runs? And they can. You look up and down that lineup, and you know that when they put good at-bats together, they can put runs together. We have not seen that consistently this year, and hopefully that helps with the focus right there. Behind the plate, Johnny Pareda is a very good defensive catcher, and I know the pitching coaches were really excited about him in spring training. He's going to help the staff. He's a good defensive catcher. He actually, had a couple of hits when he was up. That was encouraging to see, and one of them with some, kind of surprising exit velocity. So we'll see what is there. I mean, nobody is going to replace 2025 Cal Raleigh at the plate, but if you can get it done behind the plate, and Mitch Garver can handle the staff just fine, and a little bit more playing time and balancing that right might help him as well. So, they do their best to handle the pitching, the defense, and give a little bit of offense where they can. But the rest of the lineup, you look at some of these games that they lose and you turn, the bullpen this or the pitching that. No, don't go 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position and, get the pitchers that you should get. Put some runs up on the board, and that's going to help things greatly. Yeah.
What'd you think of Bryce last night?
Oh, my gosh, I was so excited to see him. That was the pitcher that I was most excited about coming into the season. And that only got, amplified once we saw him in spring training. So to see him come out for the first outing and really show, especially in that first inning, what we saw in spring training, and then he didn't maintain the 99, but he still maintained a velocity that was over 2 miles an hour above what he threw last year, which granted he was a little bit hurt, but wasn't too far off what his fastball velocity was the previous year. And to know that he can pitch with that fastball with an array of pitches that he can use and is still learning how to use a couple of them, I think his possibilities are endless along with the mindset that he has. He is a fun pitcher to watch out there and to be around in his non-pitch days as well.
Were you surprised at all that he came back out for the 6th?
No. No, not with the state that the bullpen's in and the confidence that they had and where he's at right now. You look at his last outing, I think his pitch count was about 65, but he did go out in the bullpen and he threw more. And I think he actually threw a little bit, and there was a long inning. He threw a little bit then, too. So he's stretched out, and as long as he was rolling physically, I think they were going to keep him out there. Obviously, there was a bump the inning before with, just his luck that they were going to lose an umpire that night. And by the way, he's out today, and they're going to continue observing him the next couple of days. So that was very real and a serious one at that. So good thoughts to the umpire there. But for him, to me, I didn't see anything. In knowing the situation in the bullpen, if you had Matt Brash, if you had Gabe Spire, I'm sure it would have been a different story, but he was probably also, at that point in the game, the best option.
How much different does it feel? We'll let you run with this, Shannon, because we know you got the pregame show here in just a few minutes, too. How much different does this road trip feel and getting on that plane today if you find a way to win this series, take 3 of 4, and go 4-3?
I think they need it after the blow that it is a blow to lose him, and it's so hard because you came off of probably the feel-good win of the year the night before, and then you're excited for getting Bryce, and Cal got his hits, and the team had a good time with that, and then the next thing you know, you lose Cal the next day. So if you can get that W and affirm everything's going to be okay, get home, refocus a little bit, I think that's going to help. You don't want to pile on if you can avoid it with the bad news. But again, I do think that the clarity is going to help a little bit.
Shannon, thank you. Fortuitous timing on our part to have you on this morning.
I'm feeling the mystique. It's just
all
oozing.
your fault.
It's just
you
oozing.
and Jeff Passan. We'll blame both of them for all of this.
Look at the video, too. It looks good. Yeah. Shannon's got the ballpark behind her.
Just
it's
the
a good
mystique
look.
is off the charts.
I know. Shannon, it's great to have you on video. We get to see you. We get to say hi. We get to wave and all that. So pregame show coming up here in 20 minutes, and then first pitch just after 11 o'clock our time. Shannon, we'll see you back home, and thanks for the update. Unfortunately not great news with Cal, but thanks for your great work as always.
You got it, guys.
All right. Shannon Drayer will be back with the pregame show at 10 o'clock. You hear it there, and she's understandably, as a reporter, not going to speculate too much on the severity. But to me,
nor even read into what Dan said, because it's hard sometimes to read into some of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm not gonna judge that. Dan is not one to expose a lot of it.
Yeah.
He's just not.
Do we have the sound of it yet? I've read it, but we don't have the sound of that yet, do we? Of what Dan said? I know we're waiting on it.
We have the sound of him announcing the injury.
Okay,
I don't know if we have the.
Let me hear that. Let me hear what we got.
I was not prepared for
hold on. I got it here.
Sorry.
This morning, Cal is going to be in IL with a right oblique strain. Johnny Paredes here, and will be activated in his stead. So we'll know a lot more tomorrow when we get back to Seattle on Cal.
All right, so that's the first one. Here's a little bit more.
Nobody wants to go on the IL, especially not Cal. But I think at this point, I think it's the smart thing to do, and a chance for him to get that resolved and then be ready to go. So we got still a long way to go, and I think this is really wise and get him 100% before we get it back.
All right, so listening to that, I think it sounds very clearly like he's saying an opportunity for him to get that resolved, as opposed to a chance he can have it resolved.
100%.
100% based on the sound of it. At least my reading of it, just listening to the way he said it.
To get it resolved.
Yeah, you want me to play just that part of it again?
And I think at this point, I think it's the smart thing to do, and a chance for him to get that resolved.
The way he says it, a chance for him to get that resolved. Yeah, I that's how I hear it, for sure. Last thing from Dan on why they decided to do this, on what he saw.
There was a throw, and kind of came in, and he had to change directions, and kind of grabbed on him there, and I think that's, again, he's been really good about being diligent and trying to take care of as much as he can, and I think something like that makes it tricky to, it kind of jumps up at you a little bit, and you realize that it's time to kind of take a step back and get fully healthy.
You ever sprain an ankle?
Yes.
And when you're coming back from that, like, oh gosh, just you can run straight ahead, feel pretty good. Like, I can even do my little defensive slides and start to shuffle, but then all of a sudden there's that movement in the game, or all of a sudden that, like, oh, I got to change that and it just comes up and bites you.
Yeah.
I think that there's a very similar from, again, having a rib cartilage, a little different than an oblique, but it's the same deal. Like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I can throw. I can do this. Now go throw on the run. Oh, and then like twist around. Oh, well, no, I can't do that. And I'm sure that over the last 6, 7, whatever, since he took his short rest, that the majority of the things, I can get through this. Some of the swings probably have bit him, and he knows not to show any expression, and I'm not going to, let everybody know that I'm hurting and I'm wincing, and this is why I'm 0 for 36. I'm going to fight through all of that.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be Ben Roethlisberger.
That's right.
Not who Cal is.
No, it is not. He's the antithesis of a lot of that. You're not going to know. But then eventually, okay, movement last night. You used to say to me, and I think it was way back when, I think it was Jack Wilson. I still reference this like off the air with people too when I talk about managing. The difference between coaching and managing.
What's Jack Wilson, yeah.
It was something Jack Wilson did, and it gave, what was his name?
Was it Walk?
No, the one that
Wedge?
Gave old Wedgie a chance. I'm pretty sure it was Wedgie. Gave Wedgie a chance, like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to do that? And it gave him a chance to kind of run over him. Like, no, this is one of these situations where now I do get to manage this relationship, and I get to call you out because it's gotten to that point. That movement last night, I think, creates this situation where, like, hey, I'm sorry, Cal. Like, we're going to do this, and you're going to sit down. And you're going to have to rest to give yourself a chance to resolve this.
Yeah.
Because if you just keep grinding through this and keep playing through this, you're hurting yourself.
The way he grabbed at that was obviously not good. And I think that we've all been expecting this to occur since that moment. I mean, we were all texting last night, and I just texted you, like, was that Cal wincing? Right? Went back and watched it, and then you get the sort of stumble when he went to make the throw an inning later.
Or the quick change of direction.
Right? Yep. Same type of thing twice where you're sort of having to make a quick move. And in that one, look, I first thought that his foot slipped on the plate because that can happen, right? Yep. Slippery spikes. As opposed to the spikes on the dirt.
Yep.
It wasn't. He was able to step forward and kind of get onto the dirt, but it did still slip, and just each one of those little unexpected movements. I think that's what it is. It's one thing when you can expect it and predict it, but those unpredictable, unexpected movements, obviously.
Remember watching Abe Lucas like in training camp the year before, where he still was like starting slow and everything else, and we'd watch Abe Lucas out there, and he's like running, like let's go, like let's play,
right?
Like he's moving, he's playing, he's running, he can play, and it's like no, all the other things in boxes we have to check. And I am sure when you get into a baseball season, Salk, with all of the responsibilities that the catcher has on a daily basis and the routine that he has, when do you know, how do you know that thing is getting right or it's actually going the wrong way? Well, you needed that moment last night. As hard as that is to see, I think this, and I've said it a few times, I think this can be a blessing.
It's what
in
they
disguise.
needed to do. If you're looking at the immediate road ahead for the Mariners after finishing up in Houston today, they come home for 6, 3 against the Padres, very good team. 3 against the White Sox, a team that just gave you some fits while you were in Chicago, although we'll see what they look like on the road. Then you head out to Kansas City, a team that just gave you some challenges, for 3, and then to Sacramento to take on the A's for 3. Okay. So, in theory,
it's not the Rays, it's not the Yankees, it's not the Dodgers.
The Padres are going to be in that category. Padres are a good team. I mean, that's a good baseball team. Padres are a good baseball team. You would like to say Chicago, Kansas City, Sacramento A's, but all 3 of those teams have kind of had your number so far this year, right? Or at least 2. Did they take 2 out of 3 from the A's? I think they did. But I'm a little curious to see what that looks like. And then after that, it's back home for Arizona and then the Mets. So, it's not the hardest schedule in the world. After that, Detroit, who's been up and down. Baltimore, who's not very good. Washington, who's not very good. Baltimore is not very good. Yeah. Boston, who's had problems. Pittsburgh, honestly, might be the next decent team you play. Well, maybe not. I mean, I guess you got to put Detroit in there and the A's. But it really, start looking through this schedule, and it's just not deadly.
Yeah, and if you pitch the way you're capable of pitching. And
first place Cleveland, but they're a 500 team. Angels, who stink. Toronto's not played well. Miami. And then finally, at the end of the first half, you play Tampa for 3. But, it really is an incredible comment on just how mediocre, especially the American League, is this year. You can absolutely get through some time. Even if this does turn out to be a month-long injury with Cal, you could survive that month. If at the end of that month you're 3 or 4 games back of the A's, is your season over?
Nope.
Not even close.
Nope.
If you are 5 or 6 back of the A's, is your season over? No.
Nope.
Not with the wild cards in the American League this year.
I hope the one thing it doesn't do, and it should not do, this is a mature veteran team. It should not, some of the guys should not be like, well, I got a Randy hack.
Right.
I got to start swinging for the fences. Cal's out of the lineup, and that's obviously not, a strength. I don't think Mitch has a home run this year, and it's just not, you're not going to get it there.
No.
I hope this is not a, hey, we got to just... No, you just got to do the little things right. You got to pitch incredibly well. We hopefully in this stretch, Salk, will get some news. It's usually when they return, and Justin will speak tomorrow, that we'll get some news on where Brash is and Spire is, and Mooney was pretty good again last night. The strengths of this team have got to kind of.
But you're also going to have to start cleaning it up, man. I mean, you can't have the challenging decisions. You can't have the defensive miscues. There were 2 more of them last night. You can't have base running blunt. All of those things are going to be put in the spotlight a little bit more because you're missing the biggest thing that separated you from the pack last year, besides your pitching. And the pitching is great. And the pitching is still great. But what was the thing that changed your fortune last year? It was Cal turning into a superstar.
Yep, it was 60 balls.
No, I understand what you're saying, Brock, and I'm not going to disagree with you. I hope nobody feels that way. Yep. But let's be clear. There is one person that you will be looking at to pick up that slack, and it's Julio. Yep. That's not fair to him, and he can't act like that's the case. But it is up to Julio.
Well, I'll tell you what.
He is the guy with that level of talent to pick up all of the slack.
If I had to bet a couple shekels on who in the next couple weeks, who I bet on to do it, I think it's kind of Josh Naylor time. And he started to warm up a little bit, and you started to see
number 2 on the list.
I think he's kind of that veteran guy that hits right in the middle of it. That's you know what? I'm going to pick it up.
But you need Julio to start one of his streaks, man. You're right, both guys. I mean, I don't know why. There's no argument between the two. It's Julio and Naylor. but I'm going to have an eye on Julio here. And I hope you're right that he doesn't get that, all right, I've got to do this myself mentality.
That's not, it doesn't work. When he's jumping and swinging.
Also, he does need to kind of do that for a little while. So, like, he's got to do it by not thinking that he has to do it. Baseball's such a weird, funky sport where you've got to be able to kind of handle both sides.
And by the way, for those wondering, Harry Ford, I don't know if anybody texted about Harry Ford.
Yeah.
Harry Ford's in AAA.
He's been bad.
66 WRC plus.
He's been really bad in AAA. Yeah, I think you're going to get Robles back, and maybe you change your game plan for a little while. Maybe there is, Lyle, a little bit more bunting and running and sacrificing and trying to generate some runs in different ways and put pressure on the opponent. Maybe you kind of use those types of players for a little while because you're taking 60 home run power, even if you're saying 40 home run power. You're taking that out of the middle of your lineup and replacing it with a combination of Garver and Pareda. You're going to need to find some different ways to get this done. So it will be an interesting challenge, I think, for the Mariners now. And it's still something they need to do it. Like, they have to do this.
You know what else baseball is? Never linear. Shannon was talking about the injury and the different guys and how, I don't know. It's up and down. It's around. And this would feel different if you take 3 out of 4. Right? It just would feel as they come home for San Diego. It'd sure be nice to win this series. You lose a rubber match, you split the series. Go win the series. Go take this from the Astros today.
And sort of help the vibes on a day where, there's probably some people looking around that clubhouse. Their leader, their best player, their difference maker.
Yep.
Not going to be around for a little bit. All right. That's going to pretty much do it for us. No Bumpin' Stacy's. We're turning it over to Shannon and the pregame show. Mariner baseball and then Wyman and Bob up to finish off the day. We will be back tomorrow for a regular Friday show with G and all the other fun things that we like to do on a Friday. Brock, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the game. And I think you know where the hay is.
I know where it is. It's in the barn.
That's exactly where it is. See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper! Stick around for Bumpin' Stacy coming up next at 10.
That's right. That's what this news feels like.
Committee for
so there's going to be a committee to decide whether they're going to make an announcement and when they're going to make an announcement.
Give Seattle a team.
Bump and Stacy with Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost next at 10.
I hope you guys are prepared to be embarrassed by my behavior.
We're going to be on Hard Knocks for sure.
We're definitely going to be on Hard Knocks because I will drag us in front of these cameras.
On Seattle Sports.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, because now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
You don't have to be a great golfer to get a handicap. You don't have to play every weekend. And you definitely don't have to be super competitive. A golf handicap index is for any golfer. Michael Bumpus here. In fact, it only takes 3 18-hole rounds to get started. So whether you play to compete, improve, or just have more fun with your golf buddies, a handicap makes the game fair and more interesting. Getting one is easy. Sign up, post 3 rounds, and you're set. Learn more at wagolf.org/710. That's wagolf.org/710.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of a car rolling into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The sound of another savvy driver getting an oil change from trained pros. The sound of not having to leave your car while we quickly change your oil. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, there's no hassle with appointments or dealer wait times. That's one smart bell.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. For the Puget Sound, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead, explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast